Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
What's happening?
What's happening?
How are you? Good to see you.
Man, good to be seen, man. Glad you here.
You were telling me about the gauntlet you've been running with masks.
Oh, man. I don't know if people know, it's harder for people that's in the business right now than regular civilians if you're doing any type of work.
You mean show business?
Show business, yes, because they want a mask on you. As soon as you finish delivering your lines, they want you to put that mask back on. Before you go to makeup, they want you to, man, it's insane.
Is it standard, though? Is that like every production?
That's every production.
Really?
They are masked up.
But it doesn't have to be a good mask.
No, it don't have to be a good mask.
So it's just a gesture.
You could use your sleeve, just cover your face. Just long as it's over your face.
Can you have a bandana like a bandit?
Yeah, like you can just pull up, you don't need your shirt. Just put your shirt over your face.
Oh, it's so stupid.
They need you to have a mask. And I understand people catching. I don't know if people believe as much as they did. Like, I'm willing to cross the line a lot now since once I knew how COVID was, it's like I had COVID in the beginning, like full-fledged.
You had it longer than anybody I've ever known. I've never known anybody who tested positive as long as you did. It was like 30, how many days?
32 straight days.
That's crazy.
When I heard negative, I was so elated. Like, what? Negative? And I think once I've had it, and I had the full blast, like the shotgun to the face when it was new. They didn't even have a vaccination. You didn't know. Didn't nobody know what to do.
No medicine.
No medicine. No tricks. You couldn't even listen to people who didn't even know what they was talking about. They didn't even know what to say. Like, man, I don't know what to do. Like, I can make up something, but I can't even really. I don't know. The bleach. When he said the bleach, it was like possible. Like,
right.
And like, I was in that room long enough to be like, yo, if this lady leave this cleaning supply bucket by me, I'm going for the bleach. I'm taking it. So,
you never know.
You never know. She can work. So now, any variant I hear about now, I feel like is weak. Like, okay, come on, new COVID. Like,
they are weak now.
Yeah.
I got the new one. The new one was nothing. It was nothing. I couldn't believe it was COVID. I came in here, I had a snuffly nose, and I was saying to the nurse, just joking around, maybe I got it. She's like, you're not going to fucking believe this. You're positive. I'm like, what? I go, this is COVID? This is the new COVID? It's so weak.
The new COVID is like the new NBA. It's like the new NFL. It's like so soft. Like, yeah, it's like, okay, LeBron. Hey, I'm not going to say he's not going to end up being the greatest player, but it's still going to be that if you didn't play against the bad boys or the Knicks, I'm still doubting your toughness. Like, I'm still going to doubt it because it's basketball is soft now. You can travel. I watch most people.
You can travel?
Oh, my. Have you watched basketball lately?
Not lately.
Yeah, watch basketball.
What's
Everybody
going on?
takes, because, standard basketball,
right?
How it was invented. It's like once you catch the ball, you have 2 steps and you're supposed to be in the air. Oh no. Let's give, just for showmanship alone. Oh, we'll give you at least 6.
Come on.
Oh man.
Really?
The Joker, yesterday he got a bounce pass. It was like step, and then jump. Like, that's travel, sir. But it was an open dunk. Give it to him. LeBron travels all the time.
Really?
Everybody who you think is great, if the referees, that's why I don't even, if somebody complains to a referee, I'm like, really? He's let you get away with like 19 bank robberies and he called you for 1. And then all of a sudden you like, man, are you insane? But if it was old refs, remember the old white guy that everybody used to get mad at, but he was a real ref. Like, hey, that's a foul. You can't do that, sir. That's foul. Can't. Hey, so you took 24 steps. What you want from me? But now it's like, oh, flagrant. You out here cursing, sir. But you are. I let you travel. I let you push that man down. I let you DDT a man. I let you DDT an actual human being, and I never called anything. Sir, you hanging on the rim. You went in the stands, ate popcorn, came back. I never called anything. This is a flagrant.
I don't follow basketball, but why? How come rims stop breaking? How come the backboard stopped breaking? Because remember Daryl Dawkins?
Oh, that was he.
To jump up
Chocolate
and
Thunder.
smash those things.
It
The
was
game
glass.
was over.
It was
right.
glass.
They're not glass anymore?
No,
Like a plastic?
it's plexiglass, and then they had these. Remember when Shaq pulled a whole like Daryl Dawkins broke the glass, and it he's a big man coming up, but Shaq he brought down the whole entire rim, like the shock system, like it came down. And then they reinforced all that. They got better. They like, no.
Have you seen Shaq lately?
I haven't seen Shaq.
He looks great.
In person in probably about 5 or 6 years in person.
Last time I saw him in person was probably 8 months ago, but I saw him on the internet yesterday, and he looks fucking great. He's getting a six-pack. Shaq's lost a shitload of weight. He looks
getting
great.
a six-pack?
He's got a six-pack.
How old is Shaq?
50?
Oh, yeah, I got to do it now. I got to do it. I'm 48. I know I done trimmed all the way down. Six-pack got to be next, because I can't let Shaq have a six-pack ever in his life and me not have one right now.
You should see
50.
it. Find the pictures of Shaq lately. Like, he changed his diet, stopped eating bullshit, works out every day. He's trimmed his body down. He looks good.
I hurt my hand, so it had stopped. You see how that knuckle is like, this knuckle is way up. It's like,
Look at him. Look at that. You could see it.
Yeah, it's coming.
I mean, it's
But
not.
look how big he looked, though.
He's so big.
Shaq looked diesel. I ain't even. Oh, I got to go in.
I think there's pictures of him that look better than that. I know.
I got to go in now. Like, I thought I was going in, but I'm about to definitely go
there
in.
he goes. Looks pretty fucking good there on the right.
That may be
Look at
that may be
Oh, that looks a
Photoshop.
little fake.
Yeah,
that one looks a little fake.
So I was trying to be careful where I was
his
looking.
his face not matching his body.
The ones that I saw was him working out. It was is that image down there? You see the image of him doing the chin up in the lower left hand corner, right there. See that lower left hand drop right below that, to the right. The one of him doing right there. Click on that. That's what it was from the New York Post. So it had all these images of him looking. So he quit eating sandwiches and quit eating bullshit. And so they had all these images of him working out. He lost a shitload of weight.
Hey, put no icy high. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Got to work with sponsors.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was watching you work out. You can box.
I got a little something.
You can box. I was watching you throw your hands. I was like, he knows what he's doing.
I got a good trainer.
How long you been doing it?
From I don't count little because that's what old men go back. When I was younger.
Right.
So we're gonna say a year, just back in the gym, trimming down, getting back in it, and start. Because I wanted to fight Cat Williams so bad. Like
Really?
Yeah, man. I just really wanted to just. And I
Why'd you want to fight Cat Williams?
Cause he did some shit, and then when he said that he was the person that started celebrity boxing, and I said, cool. Since you started celebrity boxing, nobody's ever seen you fight. So since you started, why don't you fight somebody who wants to fight you? Like he said, he called out Kevin. I think Kevin will win too, but why don't you fight somebody who wanna actually fight you? And that's the difference. Like I would fight anybody who actually wanted to fight me. No problem. Let's fight. Especially if I want to fight you too. But Cat, I got a problem with Cat. I just do. But
What's the problem?
Some shit that he did, man. Like, I don't like people not being a man. When you got something to say to me, just say it to me.
Right.
Don't do no shit like telling people I can't come in the arena and I just performed and you holding me out the arena?
What?
And they paid me outside? Like,
What?
and then you never talk to me about it. But the problem I have with that is when we was in Shreveport and somebody was about to fuck you up, I intervened. I didn't let you sit out there like that. I intervened.
How did this all get started? Like, what was...
So what happened, I'm performing with Cat in Houston at the NRG Arena. We do 2 shows, it's 2 different days. And then the second day, I go outside to see one of my friends named Ghetto. He outside. I'm talking to him, so I get ready to come back in the arena. The people, the security at the arena, they all locked arms. And I'm walking in, they like, Ali, we can't let you back in the arena. I'm like, what? I'm in my hometown. Like, y'all know me. Like, it's people who know me. They're like, can't let you back in the arena. But my stuff's still in the green room. Like, first of all, I don't know what's happening. Like, what happened? Let's go to that point. Like, why can't I come back in the place that I just walked off? Like, what's going on? So Carl, this guy works for Cat, comes in and he's talking over the people. Like, he's talking over their shoulders. Like, Cat say he don't want you back in the arena. And now I'm like, who the fuck is Cat to tell me I can't come in the arena?
That you just worked in.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
And you can come and say, hey, man, I got this type of problem, X, Y, and Z. Man, if you don't mind, I ain't got no problem with that. But you can't direct somebody in my city to put me out. Like, man, do you know who the fuck I am? Like, for real? This song, like, all the rest of that other shit out the way. Like, do you know who the fuck I am? Like, for real, like, in these streets. Like, that's the fucking problem with me. Like, and then
But I don't understand. Like, what? There was no dispute?
No,
You have no idea why.
it's like me walking out of this room right now to get some water and come back in, and he said, Joe, say he don't want you back in the studio.
So no explanation. But Cat's known to be crazy.
Still to this day, I have no explanation for this shit.
He's a funny motherfucker. He is funny as shit. But he's known to be crazy. And it's part of why he's funny. I mean, he's just out of his fucking mind.
It's like this. You can be known to be something that you're not. Not crazy.
You don't think he's crazy?
But when you do shit that you think that you don't have to answer for, like, it'll be a space that we'll eventually be in. Like this is the danger in the shit, because it's like this. Because I know better than to leave something fucked up in the streets. I know better than that. That's like a street rule. You don't ever leave something unsettled in the streets, because you never know how that person feels about that shit. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. People always got to remember, in Carlito's way, you fucked up Benny Blanco. And you threw Benny Blanco down them steps and all the rest of that. Cool. And you remember me? Benny Blanco from the Bronx, and blew his brains out. I don't leave nothing unsettled in the streets. Not with somebody who I don't know what they capable of. But you know. Like, you punched a kid.
Well, the kid got him in a headlock.
Punched a kid.
How old was that kid? 15?
Like 14, 15. I don't even want this shit to be in this, because it's just me. I'm not finna call no entourage. I'm not finna call no other people. See, when you not a man, that's what you do. You call somebody else to settle your disputes. I'm a man. Whenever you see me,
what's confusing. It's like you don't even know what the dispute is. That doesn't make any sense.
And that's the thing. You left it blank, and you can't. That's what you can't do. You can't leave it blank.
It doesn't make sense.
You should have said what the dispute was. Ali, I put you out the arena for this reason. Understood.
So you had done a bunch of shows. How many shows have you done with him?
This was just this.
But
it was 2 days.
You've done many shows with him in the past?
Nah, maybe like 4 in total.
4? So just 2 days. This is the second day? Mm-hmm. And he says
this is Friday. This is a Friday. We did a show on that Thursday. This was a Friday. It was in February. Yeah, back in 2009. I still remember.
You haven't seen him since?
Mm-mm. I've been places where I thought he was at, and I beelined in the shit, and he wasn't there. Because see, now I don't even feel it's necessary for it to be. I want it for a bag though. Like I want to make some money doing it. I don't like.
Is there money in that? Like,
yeah,
people are making good money in celebrity boxing.
Man, fucking this dude. I did some research, and this dude, he was in a boxing match with somebody. They ain't even real big celebrities. He took this shit on 2 weeks' notice for $150,000 for a 4-round fight that's goddamn a minute. It's not even a real fight like that.
Like a minute rounds?
It's like a minute 30 or some shit like that. 150,000. Dancing Danny Dave or some shit was his name. Like people get money for this shit. I'm like, I'll go in and settle a dispute for 250,000. Is and then what's the difference?
Do you think Cat would do that?
He said once you said you started celebrity boxing, that's what.
But how could he say he did that?
That's what.
Is he joking around?
I don't know. He did it. He said that shit for real in a real interview. I started celebrity boxing, and I'm like, go. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. If you want to settle a dispute, and you got some problem with somebody, take that shit to Triller or some whoever want to buy it, and boom, you make the money like that instead of you having to be in the street and the shit being violent. That's how that's how I see it. Get a bag for doing it.
Well, that definitely makes more sense.
Makes absolute perfect sense to me.
But he's a small fella. Like, he's not very large. He's quite a bit smaller than you, isn't he?
I don't know.
Cat?
Maybe about 5'2", 5'4", 5", whatever he say.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
5'7".
But he's like more. He's not athletic either, right? He's not.
I don't know if
I don't
he.
think so.
He acts athletic. And that's the thing. Street dudes where I was from, in my age group, all street dudes was athletic. Like they did everything. Like I don't know one street person that didn't do. He played everything, like baseball. Like he did. If he couldn't do the shit well, he still knew how to do it.
Right.
But you can't be no street dude and be like, I know cats who rap right now that say they street dudes, but you can't catch. Like what type of motherfucker can't catch? like I watch some of these new celebrity games. And you be like, yo, what type of? Growing up, watching Rock and Jock, and like BVD can actually hoop. Like these are some actually basketball playing dudes. Like now the new celebrity is like really not physical. Like they don't play outside.
Do you remember they had that thing, Battle of the Superstars?
Yes.
Like it was like ABC, Wide World of Sports or some shit like that.
Yes.
They would have actors.
Why they don't do it no more?
It's terrible.
Because the athletes are all worse than that. Like this thing. Did you see 50 Cent throw a pitch?
No.
Oh my God! It made the national news. This shit was so bad.
I feel like that's a setup. Anytime you go to throw a pitch, almost nobody looks good throwing a pitch.
Is this shit like?
Here it goes.
Yowza!
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Damn! You talk about not having a father. Like not even in the streets. Like I played pitch with. I fucking love 50, but when he did that shit, I was like, you know something? I got my son up right there. Get your ass up. We going outside.
We're gonna play catch.
You gonna be you damn. I know you 6 months. Get your ass up. We going outside. Good Lord. Like,
Yeah, you don't want that video out there. There's so many people like that. Fauci, you ever see Fauci throw a pitch?
Oh my God. Oh,
Find Fauci throwing a pitch. It's pretty. 50s might have been worse.
let me tell you, the other thing is when you see people.
Here, watch Dr. Fauci. It's the same shit. He's got a mask on too. Look at him outside with a mask on. Look
Dr.
at that.
Fauci threw a curve pitch.
Oh my God. That one might be one of the worst. He's got a glove on too. Why you got a glove on, bro? Come on.
They not throwing it back to
Fuck
you.
out of here.
He waving off the catcher like, like I'm not actually waving you off. I'm telling you where to go. Go over there, because this is where the ball. Fuck me in right there. Go where you gonna catch the shit at.
They're both throwing it in the same area. It's like something's drawing the ball to that.
Hey man,
some magnet of time.
it's the worst thing. Worse than pitches, what people don't get to see, because you see that people video. Most people don't video. Have you ever seen somebody, a celebrity, they honoring them, and then at a basketball game, and they come out for charity to shoot the free throw, and I'm like, damn, I know them charities be looking like why? Just say y'all don't want to give us the money. just say you want to give us a percentage of this shit, cause.
Who is that? Oh my God!
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, what?
They wrong as shit.
Oh, that's terrible.
Now why would
that's not right?
Why would they do Stevie?
That's not
them
right.
dirty That better be a blind school where everybody's blind.
Yeah.
They should have, when you blind, they should have like an array of goals.
All over the place.
They just have just goals. Like, what's them drums? Like, when you play all the drums.
Yeah.
They should have that shit for when you blind and you want to hoop. They just put like 6 goals up there like, hey, you going to hit something. If you
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Imagine not knowing the distance of things, though.
Damn.
I just saw a guy blind playing golf today.
What?
His dad lines him up and
What?
he plays. No idea if he's good. He
What?
seems like he's not bad.
Do you think
know?
he used to he used to have eyesight?
I didn't listen to the video. I was just sort of like watching it. As
Oh,
I was
no, you
scrolling
didn't
through.
watch in person. I thought
Okay.
you
It was
were,
an
like,
Instagram
playing.
video. Yeah. No.
okay.
Sorry, no.
Jamie plays a lot of golf.
But if you go on the internet, what's the new dictator of North Korea? You gonna like
Kim
it?
Jong-un?
Yeah, what's his daddy name?
Kim Jong-il.
Kim Jong-il. Okay, Kim Jong-il, I was having a discussion about Kim Jong-il. You're going to like this, whoever plays golf. Apparently, he was such an amazing man. And this is like Kim Jong-il, this is like in his official documents. Like, this is the things that he done in his official documents. That apparently when Kim Jong-il was born, all the birds in North Korea started singing in Korean, apparently. I wasn't there. I can't verify or deny. I was there. Apparently birds in North Korea, they can speak a dialect. Maybe Brooklyn birds rap. I don't know. But this is what I know that people gonna understand. Kim Jong-il, apparently, 11 hole-in-ones. First time ever playing golf. First time ever. I was reading this. I know white men have lost their mind if they ever read this shit. 11 holes in one, first time ever playing golf.
He shot 38 under, 11 holes in one at the 7,700-yard championship course at Pyongyang in the very first golf round of his life, according to North Korea state media. This was in 1994 when Kim was 52 years old. Even more impressive, Kim stood just 5'3", yet he was able to overpower a course as long as any ever played in major championship history. Who knows how good Kim could have been if he had taken up the sport earlier. God.
Can you go down and find in 2011? This man is amazing. In 2011, apparently, in Korea, at court, in the official documents, he created and invented the burrito in 2011. And then when I was reading that, all the rest of that shit, I was okay with because I wasn't there. But when he claimed that he created the fucking burrito, I lost it. I was like, what?
What does it say?
Oh, the video it's not related to the headline.
Oh, it's not, okay, just the video's unrelated, but it
Kim
claims,
Jong-il invents burrito. You didn't invent no damn burrito. Like, I've been eating burritos all my life.
yeah, when was the burrito officially invented? It's got to be hundreds of years old.
Came up with the burrito in 2011 before he died.
Before he died of a heart attack.
I found the old Blockbuster movie because apparently I was having a Blockbuster night. Inside that movie, it was a receipt from 1999. On that receipt, I ordered a Taco Supreme, which they got rid of, which I'm still mad at Taco Bell about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And 2 burritos. So that's in 1999. So how the hell did he invent it in 2000? I was pissed. I say, fuck Kim Jong-il. Like, this lying ass.
Can you imagine being over there and having to go along with that, though? They have to go along with everything over there. Like, when he died, they had to cry for days and days and days. And if you didn't cry enough, they put you in jail for 6 months. They felt like you weren't crying enough. They just put you in jail.
That type of shit is.
Fuck, man. Imagine growing up there.
How are they measuring your tears?
You have to keep crying. You ever see it? They're wailing, like acting, like, oh, throwing it. Watch this. They show the people on the streets. The people on the streets were just wailing. Here they are. Whoa, look at them. They're just screaming and wailing.
I don't know. I don't want to be drinking nothing at this time. Because
See, they have to do this. Like, they have to scream and cry. I had this lady on Yeonmi Park.
Did you see the stone face,
Yeah.
man? His ass is in jail right now.
Yeah, that guy's
Right
going
there.
to jail. That dude's going straight to jail. They probably found him. That guy. Yeah, you're fucked, buddy.
Them three,
Yeah.
them four, that little pack. Y'all
That
asses in
dude, that dude's looking sideways. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
One dude's just like, hey, man, they finna arrest me. You know that, right? Because we not crying.
Look how they got old-ass cars, too. They're taking him around like a 1979 Lincoln. Look at that car. That's ridiculous. You imagine?
But
That's probably the best cars they have over there. Like, they're not inventing cars over there, right?
I don't think
That
they
is
get
an
them.
old-ass fucking car. I had this lady, Yeonmi Park, and she escaped from North Korea when she was 13 years old. Made it to China. It's a terrifying story. Terrifying story. She was basically sold into sex slavery. So was her mother. Like, she was 13.
Damn.
Made her way through China and eventually got to Europe and eventually got to South Korea. South Korea eventually got to Europe and then to America. But it's a crazy story.
Being in South Korea and going to perform for the troops when they were still in an considered active zone. In the bus we were on, the street was right. You could see North Korea. You could see how their fences and all their military stuff, and the guns were following our little van, because it's like this street, you going up into these mountains, and the dude was like, yeah, they keep an eye on us, and then we keep an eye on them. It's like, this is the line. And when we went to perform, it was like all these dudes were just bald headed dudes, just like in this, like, yeah, we in the field. I'm like, so, and in the middle of my performance, it got cut short because they had to go back out or something. It was like, but you see the people who's in a quote unquote going into an active zone and you performing. And this black lieutenant, she was like, thank you for coming. And she was like, she was over this squad. She was like real tough lady. She gave me this coin. This is a combat coin. They talk crew. Thank you, but we have to go. We appreciate it. And that's how she was talking, just like that. I wasn't like, I'm not making fun of her voice. She appreciate you, and they was gone. Like, damn. And as we was riding back, it was like, yo, man, this shit for real. And you see, it's like you see it on the movies, but you don't ever see the actual rows of razor wire laid on the ground and on the top, and these spikes that's up, and the big ass guns and a tower, and you can see them. Like, damn. And somebody escaped, they got to go through that type of shit.
Imagine if you were on like the Del Rio border and you see guns, like the Mexicans had guns pointed at America. We got guns pointed at them. How fucking strange is that area? North Korea and South Korea is nuts.
Nuts.
That's nuts. And one side is thriving, making great electronics. Everyone's getting plastic surgery. You seen that, right? They all get their eyes done.
Man,
They all have eyes like this.
it's the problem is it's too much plastic surgery. It's too accepted.
It's everywhere. They do their chins. They do all kinds of shit over there. It's like, I think it's the #1 place for plastic surgery in the world.
Is it good though? Like, have you ever seen a great facelift? Like, you ever seen somebody that had a facelift? You like, you know something?
I'm not.
That shit is good.
In person is where it's a problem because there's so many filters on Instagram. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't know. I mean, there's Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's her name, right? She had a video that she put up today where she was using a filter, and the filter made her lips look fat and thick. And she's like, this is crazy. Like, this is not what I look like. And she's in the video, she's talking. You know what she looks like. There's a lot of pictures of her.
Yeah.
But then you see this video, and she's saying, this is not what I look like. But these filters are available for basically anyone to use. So if you've seen a plastic surgeon, like, look at that. See the filter giving her big fat lips, and her face is nice and smooth? That's what these filters do now. They're like, it's AI. They recognize where your lips are, and they thicken them up. They change your eyes and shit. So if you see someone who has a really good facelift and it's on Instagram, see the picture on the middle picture. That's what she actually looks. She's a beautiful lady, but that's what she actually looks like. If you see some plastic surgery photos online, like, you don't know. The thing about them is when they move. Like when people get a lot of fillers in their face, What's weird is when they start moving, when they start talking, and this shit all looks like rubber.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in the Brea Improv green room, high as fuck, like way too high, like thinking, man, I might be too high to go on stage. Like, this is crazy. I went way too far because I was with Joey Diaz.
That happens.
It just happens. It happens. And I'm looking up, and there's a Joan Rivers TV show on. And Joan Rivers used to have like a reality show.
Yes.
And this was at the time. I mean, I don't know how far she went with plastic surgery, but I think she went back and forth with fillers and a bunch of different shit. But she had so much filler in her face that it looked like she was wearing like a rubber mask. And you could see when she's moving around and talking, it was freaking me out. It was just because I was like, oh no, like what have you done? Like what do you do? That's not good. Don't do that. There's a thing about when you see them, their faces move. Like in person, when you see someone who's got like fillers and shit in their face, it's like it doesn't move right. It's frozen.
It's not natural. It's like some shit, like some cemented putty shit in your face, and it's like, look, okay, Lil' Kim is not the ultimate. None of these people right now are the ultimate. To me, Michael Jackson was the fucking problem to me.
Yeah, that's
like,
when you go too far.
It was no way for me not to be insecure growing up if Michael Jackson was fucking with his face. Like, this is who I'm like, this is Michael Jackson.
Right.
And I think Michael Jackson looked better than me at this time. I'm like, shit, I'm a young kid, you know. If Michael would have stayed regular Michael, then I probably would have been like, you know, all my shit is cool. And eventually I got there, but it was after years of thinking, nah, I'm not what I need to be. Then my daddy, seeing my dad when he got older, my dad was like, look, this is how a man's supposed to look. You're supposed to have character. All these wrinkles add character to your face. Everything's supposed to be right on your goddamn face. And so I stopped. It's like going to get an edge up from a barber, and they constantly trying to make both the sides of your head even, and they keep pushing this side back to try to make this side, and eventually both of your shit is too wide, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with my forehead? Because somebody's trying to take something that's not even and try to make it even. Like, no, just edge it like it goes. If it slopes up and gets wider, cool. That's how my face works. But you can't cut, like, your beard wouldn't match, my beard wouldn't match your face. If they took my beard and put it in your face, you would have a huge open spot. Like I do. Like my beard is like the goddamn Fiji's. Like,
you see a lot of dudes who get beard transplants now?
So I don't trust no person. If you would paint some shit on, have you seen James Brown that covers the sports on? So he has, like, the shit is not even natural, James. Like, it's like black paint on your goddamn skin that you edged up.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that now.
And then that's the beard.
The beard thing is weird though.
Man,
The painting your face like that.
no, tattooing your head
That's weird too.
is weird. Like tattooing
Hair.
where it just look like a hair follicle in
Yeah.
your head, and like,
That's a thing that a lot of people are doing now.
but why? Like, it's like woman's plastic
I
surgery.
saw one where it was old, where like he had been in the sun too long, and it sort of like faded and spread out. So instead of being tiny little dots,
Like a fucking leopard.
they spread out. Because look at my tattoos. Like the lines get thicker.
Yeah.
Because they get exposed to the sun and the ink sort of spreads out. That's what happens to the dots in your head. So it was like his whole head was like a blurry. Instead of like being crisp little dots, everything was like blurry, faded, and it looked like madness.
So
Like, what have you done to your head?
So he has a bad Mexican prison tattoo on his head. Dang, yes.
Oh my God, that's real. That's
James
real?
Brown need to cut it off, and that mustache. Like, cut the shit, James.
Whoa, that's real. That's crazy.
Why James Brown just can't have his regular?
Just shave your head, bro. Take it from a guy with a bald head.
Two.
He's got a
Take it
good
from
shaped
two.
head. Yeah,
Take it from two guys.
two guys with bald head.
Two of them.
That's a good shaped head. He's got a decent head.
Like,
It's guys with weird heads, like flat back, when the back of their head's flat. I feel bad for them. That's a sad look.
And guys who got the pug head. Like if you got a pug head,
A pug?
yeah, you know, like
Oh
pugs
yeah,
got that
like the wrinkly.
It's back. Maybe James Brown got meat on the back of his head. I don't know, but the front of your head has nothing to do with the back, James. They looking at you from the front. Nobody, because I think Big Daddy Kane got that on the back of his head. Or some people may have. It's like a hair follicle disease thing, like where you get these balls and it explode in the back. You know, it
Oh
look a
yeah, I've
mess.
seen that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your hair follicles get infected or something.
I think you
They
can get.
swell up.
Think you can get that done. I think you can get something done about that.
The hair transplant on the face is weird. Like when dudes get a beard transplant. I've seen a lot of that on Instagram. It's like, come on, man, you just gotta accept your beard.
It is what it is, man. This is 8 years of strong growth, like oiled and everything. Like you can catch me by 3:00 if you chose to. Like your beard is way more. You can cut yours off and surpass me in a month.
This is like 2 days, I think. I think this is 2 days. Maybe it might be 3. What's Wednesday? Might be 3. I think I shaved Monday morning.
If I shave my beard right now and I come back next year, it'll look.
It'll look the
It'll
same.
just be getting to it.
Really? Why do people care about that though? Why is beards a weird one? Like dudes who can't grow beard, like dudes who have beards or can grow beards, a lot of times they just shave it. But dudes who can't grow beards, they want a fucking beard.
It's like being a kid. Like I shaved my face very early when I was a kid. Like I would just put the soap on there and I would just shave off the soap because I had nothing. And because my dad, thick face beard, my dad had the big thick Whispers mustache, Scotty from the Whispers, and man, he looked so debonair. You know, when he would cut his face off, and then he would have just his mustache, and then he would just I'm gonna do the beard, I'm gonna do the goatee. It's like you had so much stuff he could do. He could look different all the time.
Yeah,
But
that's
me,
true.
it's just one naked face look. Then I got the Fiji Islands, and then I've never like this is. I remember this lady in the airport say, "You know, I really like how you have your beard design with the little swoop in it." I'm like, "No, that's like open space, man. It's like it doesn't grow.
That's
like
barren land."
Yeah, like yeah. Thank you for the compliment of my insecurities. Like it's a thumbprint, man. I can't. And this side, it's not any better. It just connects thinner back in my face. So I'll just whatever.
I think Floyd Mayweather got a face transplant. I think he got a hair transplant on his cheeks. Yeah. See that?
Oh shit, Floyd.
Because it wasn't until he was like 40 years old that all of a sudden he had a beard. Like he always had, like a little goatee, but he never had a beard. And now he went to Turkey, I think. They do a lot of them for some reason. They do a lot of them in Turkey.
They cause they do them for the low, and they do a what is it called? Cause one of my friends went over to Turkey and got his hair transplanted, and he still think that shit look good. I'd be like,
why do they do it so much in Turkey?
Istanbul and bullshitted you. That's like, but
That's what I don't understand. Like, why would it be worth going all the way the fuck over there to do it?
I don't know.
I guess maybe you could hide while you're recovering.
Yeah, maybe don't nobody know you in Turkey.
Yeah, you can sneak around.
But like women who get the butt transplants or the tits and all this shit done to you, why travel to a foreign place and get it done instead? Like
Generally because it's cheaper.
Like I don't understand botched. Like why not just go?
Oh, this is why. It's the average cost of beard transplant in Turkey is $1,900, which is a cheap option compared to other countries. That's why. Beard transplant in Turkey is very popular for people from abroad because it's impossible to get the best beard transplant results at an affordable price in Turkey. Oh, okay.
Can we just do a little math? Okay. So we had $1,900
Compared to $15,000
Okay.
normally?
All right.
But that's like, what about travel? What about all that
Yeah,
shit?
what about travel? That's why I was going to do some math. What about travel? How many days you have to stay? What about lodging?
Yeah.
Now, this shit can sum up to about $15,000 if you got to do all the rest of that.
I don't know why they do it in Turkey though. Are they just really good at it over there? Is Turkey good for hair transplant? Click on that.
Maybe they using the Turkish hair.
Turkey's become a top, but they can't. They have to use your own hair. Top destiny, your body will reject it if it's not your hair. I mean, it's the same like with like hair transplants is the same as like organ transplants. If like you take an organ from somebody else, you have to take. Like I have a friend who had a heart transplant, and he has to take all kinds of crazy medication to keep his body from rejecting the heart transplant. Like his body's very immunocompromised because this stuff that he's taking actually suppresses his immune system so that his body accepts the heart transplant.
Damn.
Yeah, it's heavy duty. It's heavy duty shit. It's changed his personality, changed his whole life. Do you know C.T. Fletcher? Do you know who he is?
Yes.
Very inspirational
Yeah,
weightlifting dude.
body
that's
builder.
him. That's him.
C.T. Fletcher.
C.T. Fletcher had a woman's heart transplanted into his body.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's got a woman's heart in his body.
I used to watch his bodybuilding thing because he was ball benders, I think it was called. He had a bunch of dudes.
Iron addicts.
A bunch of dudes on there. They was huge.
Oh
dudes.
yeah, no, CT was a gigantic man when he was younger.
And I always
size of
wondered,
him?
C.T. Fletcher.
Look at that image, the one right next to that one. Look at that. The size of him, man. He told me he only used steroids once in his career, and he said he didn't like it because it killed his dick, killed his hard-ons. So this is all natural. It's all natural and hard work. Very inspirational dude. But since having the heart transplant, he's not just inspirational, but he's like really compassionate and kind, and he just has a second lease on life, and so he treats everything differently.
Is he smaller?
He's pretty big. He's still pretty big.
He's still pretty big.
He's fucking jacked still. But now he's on a vegan diet. All he eats is like vegan food. Mm-hmm. He thinks that's going to help his heart situation. But it's, your body doesn't want another person's organ in there. It's tough. So I think that's the same thing with hair. I think if somebody tried to donate their hair to you, I don't think your body would accept it.
It's like trying to buy ladybugs to put in your garden.
That doesn't work? No?
If they don't like it, they leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might as well just plant fennel in your garden because they like fennel, and they'll come.
Are you a gardener?
Yes.
Really? What kind of stuff do you grow?
Everything.
Really?
I've tried to grow everything. I'm great with okra, tomatoes. Me and tomatoes have it, and it's not me and the tomatoes. It's the environment in Texas. In certain areas, I didn't know. Once you garden, you learn more about bugs because you have to. Because bugs destroy your goddamn garden, like a caterpillar. What my house was. So I'm building. I got this garden. It's like 60 feet of just straight vegetables, onions, carrots. Carrots are in the bucket, trying to do them underground. I have okra, squash, celery. Got a lot of stuff out there. Onions, everything. It's a migration of these worms that come through, and they trying to nest, turn into whatever moths or whatever they gonna turn into.
Caterpillars.
So they come through in like a wave, in like where I stay at, like they hanging from the houses everywhere, and they eat your whole goddamn garden up. They eat everything in their path besides grass. It's insane. So you go out there one day, you have a perfectly functioning garden, then you go out in the middle of the night and your shit is nothing.
Really?
And you like, what the fuck just happened? Then it's these little worms that it's a larva that this certain moth lays on the back of your leaf. And that shit eats all your leaves up out of nowhere. Then it's snails. You think snails but snails are the worst thing to have in the garden because they're going to destroy this shit. They eat holes through, like, you just start fucking hating insects because you're trying to grow something and you try not to use pesticides to put chemicals on your food, so you have to get things like ladybugs. Ladybugs kick other insects' ass, and you don't know that. Like, they
Really?
gangsters of the. They like ladybugs are gangsters, and you get them, and it's these particular little hornet wasps that eat these worms, and you want dragonflies, and you want birds. You need birds to eat mosquitoes and flies to keep from around your garden, but then they gonna eat some of the ladybugs. This is a balance. This is a whole balance of nature, and then you gotta learn how things grow. Like corn is a freaky vegetable. It's a freaky starch. Corn, you have to plant it close because it likes bumping up against. That's how it fertilizes, bump up against each other. Okra, not so much. You can plant okra separate because of how it grows. Cucumbers and squash, they bud, and then you gotta know you can eat the flowers of. It's all type of shit with gardening, man.
How long you been doing this?
Probably, I don't count as a kid because that was my grandmother's garden. So I've been gardening on my own for about, we're going to say about 8 years.
So is this a trial and error? Like you started off slow?
Everything is trial and error when you garden because you got to call people. See, this is another thing about community. If everybody in your community is growing something, you're going to talk to each other. You're going to talk to each other about growing. Like I can go to a place, like if I go to a nursery, I'm gonna ask somebody what they're gonna do with that. Like what you playing with that? Like how you grow that? I'm gonna ask, and they gonna, well, what you got going on? I've seen people make relationships out of just trading vegetables. Hey, you got enough room to grow sweet potatoes. I can grow purple hull peas. Let's switch that out. Let's trade that, and then we all can grow cucumbers and all these other things. But for some reason, you the only one having success with the sweet potatoes. So I invest in you growing sweet potatoes. Like I grew watermelon one year, and I thought I was doing pretty good. I had one good watermelon and like 6 bad ones because I didn't know that you had to put hay up under them once they start growing, or they can rot at the bottom. How I find that out, I call my boy Raphael. He lives in Shreveport, Louisiana. I call him. I say, man, I'm having a hard time with these watermelons. What you doing? Talk to me. And then we on FaceTime, and he has a grocery store in the back of his. Like he's been growing for years. So his tomatoes are huge. And like he got a lot of stuff going on. It's like it's crazy.
Tomatoes taste way better from a garden.
Oh my.
They're not even the same thing.
I guarantee you, if one day you had time and say, hey, let's go to Shreveport and go to Raphael's backyard, you would just sit back there and just eat shit just out, just right
off the vine.
Just let me wash it off.
Yeah.
Boom. And and I didn't even know how many types of tomatoes there were, even though I love tomatoes. And when you grow them, how they grow. These grow at this time. It's insane. But when you growing something, you care a lot about your soil, and what's in it, and how it's growing. And
Do you compost?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah. And you got to know that you don't want no bull manure in there. You just want only calf manure.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
because it's no nutrients in bullshit.
what? Really? Oh, is that why it's bullshit?
Yeah, that's why it's bullshit.
Oh, wow.
But you knew that.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, cow manure. If somebody trying to sell you something and it has just cow manure mixed with dirt, that's good. That's good gold. But if it got bullshit in it,
Oh, that's why it's bullshit.
like
That's why bullshit is bullshit. Wow.
I've never grown a successful yard with horse manure.
Maybe that's like men shit versus women's shit. Because if a woman shits and you walk in the bathroom and it blows out the bathroom where a dude shits, like I can tell if a dude shit or a woman shit, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not normal. Like some shits are not that bad. Some shits are like medium, like regular, even my own. But sometimes I'll take a shit and I don't realize how bad it is because I'm in there with it. And then I'll go outside and then I have to come back in the bathroom like, what the fuck?
I realize because I'm in here with it. And
Right? You're in there.
I've been nose
Yeah.
blind, and
Well, that's the thing about smelling things. Like, you get accustomed to smells. Your olfactory senses detect changes in smells. That's what it's good for. That's why people that live in areas that stink don't realize that the area stinks. Like, people live near a factory or something like
they
that.
have no idea.
They
Then
have
you
no
get there, you
idea.
be like, what the? How y'all living around this shit? Like in Amarillo, Texas, when I was in prison, they have this distinct smell. If anybody lives in Amarillo, they know this goddamn. It's a slaughterhouse.
Oh, that's
and
the worst. Death.
It is the
It's nasty.
stinkiest shit in the, like, God.
My parents used to live in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I used to have to drive to visit them. I'd come from New York to visit them, and I'd go through this area of Pennsylvania that's all slaughterhouses. It's all like cattle slaughterhouses, and it's just there's like a thick smell of death. It's like a ripe, it's a stench. It's the best word for it. It's a stench of death. Like, oh, it just doesn't smell good. And these fucking poor people live there. There's a lot of houses around this slaughterhouse. Folks that work at the slaughterhouse, they have to live in that area.
That shit got to be in their skin.
It has to be. It's everywhere. It's got to be in your breath. Like,
Right.
as you're breathing it in and breathing out, you're taking in those little tiny stench molecules.
Just the fact of the stench molecule.
That is crazy about bullshit. I need to know why bullshit is bullshit. I wonder what it is. But I think it has to do with, like I said, a man smell. Like, my wife's shit, I'm sure it doesn't smell good. I'm sure it doesn't smell good. But I've never smelled one of her shits where I confused it for mine.
You know what I mean? I lived in the house with women, like, growing up. And that's why I'm so particular about the scent of a woman. Like, I know I'm not supposed to smell you. Like, nothing that you do, I'm not supposed to smell it. Because I never smelled my mom, my sisters, my aunts, my cousins. I know my boy, cause like you say, I know my boy cousins are around. Them motherfuckers smell like outside and play and just, you gotta reek to you. But the women in my family are very particular about how they operate. So I think I'll break up with you if I ever smelled you do a number two as a woman. I think
Can't handle that?
my fucking opinion about you just instantly changes. Like seeing, I can see a woman, Joe, this is dead ass where I am. I can see a woman who physically looks very, very fucking attractive. Her shape she got all the shit I like. Ass bouncing, all her shit. If I look down and I see dirt on your heel, the heel of your foot, you automatically have a fucking yeast infection to me. Like, automatically. Like, if your fucking nail polish is chipped on your hands, you automatically got a fucking yeast infection. Like, everything about you becomes disgusting because it's shit that I just don't deem womanly. Like, you not supposed to have fucking dirt on your heel of your foot. Like, what the fuck are you doing that you don't like? Flip-flop dust is on the heel of your fucking foot. Like, you like, all your toes might as well be dirty. You're a fucking lot lizard. Out of nowhere, you a fucking prostitute. Like I just deem you fucking reek.
You ever see Dave's bit that he does about liking like dirty white strippers with dirty feet?
Mm-mm.
He said he's gonna open up. He said he was gonna open up. He likes hippies. He said he likes hippies with dirty feet. He goes, he's just joking around, right? It's just a joke. It's a bit. But he's like, if I open up a strip club, that's what it's gonna be. There's gonna be a pile of dirt right next to the stage. You gotta step in that dirt before you get up there. He's gonna call them strippies.
You know, as you grow older, or you see things, your tastes change.
Yeah.
Like, for years, like I've only been with black women, so I don't have any other experiences to go on. Like, I don't know how it's like, you know how some people are white women are better in a relationship or Asian women are all this. I don't know that to be true because I've only been with black women. I've only been in whether a good situation or indifferent situation or a very difficult situation with only my kind. So, which I'm a human being. I just love human beings, period. But I never looked at gothic girls before But I fucking love them when I see them. Like I
White
see
makeup, the whole deal.
the fucking all
Black
the
mascara.
tattoos and all that shit.
You
It's
like
like
that?
I don't know why, but I am fucking intrigued. If I see a gothic girl, I'm like, I be fucking. If you got a exposed tattoo and you fucking look gothic, my eyebrow goes up like, and I know I done got bad with the shit now because I was in, and these girls probably never even know that this happened. They probably never even told their friends. So I'm doing a stress factory in
New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
New Brunswick.
It's a little restaurant, little Hispanic restaurant, Latino restaurant right on that street, a cantina. They got pretty good margaritas and they got good shrimp tacos. So I go in there, I'm sitting at the bar by myself getting ready to go to my hotel. And, it's somebody do some birthday shots. I turn around and it's like 6 white girls at a table. It's somebody's birthday. And I just glance. I'm like, oh, they having a birthday. And then I glance back. It's 6 gothic white girls. Oh, my God. I was like, okay, let me compose myself. And I just kept looking. I'm like, and I was looking at the different levels of the gothicness to them. I was like, damn. And then this one blonde one got up to go to the restroom, and she was so gothic, the big shoes and shit and everything. And I said to myself, I could send a round of drinks to them, because that's what a man would do. It was a bunch of gorgeous chicks at the thing. Oh, let me send them just to be impressive. That's not what I did. I got ready to go. I ate my food, contained myself. I ate my food because all these gothic girls, because they gothic, I was just thinking they was the best. And I just walked over. I don't know what their bill was, and I just put some money down and said happy birthday and walked out. And I walked to my room. And they were very appreciative, all at the same time. They said, oh, thank you. Because, once saw the money, pretty significant. It was enough to pay for what they had. But I know that I'm shifting towards gothic girls.
You're shifting?
Yeah. Because
what started this?
I have no idea.
Out of nowhere?
It probably started with the chubby, not overweight, but the chubby white cheerleader, like the third, like when you watch softball, it's the third baseman. Like whatever she third baseman always kind of stout, little heavy one.
Yeah.
I think it started with that, and they're like, interesting, So
And you just developed a taste.
yeah, never been with it,
Right, but you're interested.
I'm very
intrigued.
charitable to people. Like, I'm the person that if you behind me and you buying something, I'll be in that mood. I'm like, yo, whatever they getting, I got. Because, we still be trying to pay back the universe. But then I used to be very particular about who I used to do that with. Now it's opened up to gothic girls. It used to just be old people, children, very, very attractive black women, and now it's opened up to gothic girls. That's how I know. If you gothic and you standing behind me in line, you're going to get something paid for.
So is it just a mystery to you? Is it just intriguing?
It's like old white women with a certain haircut. That ass has dropped. Like it's finally, they old. They maybe 60. And that's who women need to be careful of. Old, white, well-to-do women. You think that young women want to steal your man. Yes, they want to take your man and have a life with him. The danger in old women, they don't even want your man. They just they want to use him as a toy for a couple of hours and toss him back to you. They don't even want him. So you got to be skeptical. This old white lady told me that, hey, what would it cost for your time? I was like, man.
Cost for your time, really?
And she wasn't even talking about paying me. It's like, what's the price of your time? What do you need to do? Like, you need to go somewhere. We can,
She want to take you somewhere?
Ma'am, I'm like, I'm not
Successful.
available to be out. And then she came around. They pulled her car around, and she was like in a Maserati truck. I was like, like a Maserati, big shit. He's like, well, you know, I'm gonna come back to your show tomorrow. You know, you thinking zoomed out. I'm like, damn, I could be some old white lady's pool boy that gets left in the wheel. Like,
Yeah, I wonder how many of those are there. Because you know there's a lot of sugar daddies and girls who get paid. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of rich guys have girls. They pay for their apartment, buy them a car. Remember that dude? Who was the dude? The fuck is his name? That owned the Clippers?
yeah,
He had a deal, right?
yeah.
Yes,
No,
that
Sterling.
guy. He had a girl. He had that girl that all the shit went down with him.
Yeah.
He had a deal with her. He bought her a Ferrari. He got her a Bentley. Bought her a condo.
It's a lot of women got that deal.
Yeah, a lot of women got that deal, but not a lot of dudes got that deal.
Nah, shit.
A lot of dudes do not get their shit paid for by some rich lady that they fuck. That's rare.
I just want some old white lady to come give me a Rolex and say, "This is for your time." I think I have such. I don't know. Maybe I'll cry. I don't think I can be a gigolo. And you have to do like with like you got to touch everybody. What are you very particular about? I had a lady who did porno and she told me that. She said porno is not all people think it is. Like that shit is different. Like you got to do things, and sometimes these girls' body don't be fucking right. Like they be having odors and shit, and like it's like me being in the strip club. I'm the person that's going to. I go to the strip club in Houston only, really, to pay homage to the streets. You know, just to, do something for the streets. But I don't want you dancing on me. Like you can dance where I can see you, but I don't want you actually on me. Like don't
sit
be on
you.
me.
Right.
Yeah, like don't sit on me.
Right.
Like don't this dance right there. You gonna get the same money. I'm gonna throw as much money as I'm gonna throw, but I don't want you on me. And people like, why? Until I go to a strip club where there's a full shower area, like the Lakers locker room. Because that's what I would have. If I open up a strip club, you can best believe you're gonna be like the fucking Lakers. Cause you're in Showtime. The people coming to see you, cool. In my thing. Yo, man, she has a place. She don't have a long ass table with everybody. She has a booth. You have the makeup lady. You have the nutritionist back there. You have the mom that takes care, that cleans everybody's shit, and you have a shower area. You have a full ass shower where you can go get your musty ass in that shower and then come back out and dance on people fresh. I don't want you dancing on me. You done been in this shit, baby wiping yourself. Like, get your ass off me. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want you on me. I just don't.
That's understandable.
Then I just want your. Why would I let you? You done been spraying this shit on your body that you ain't bathed off, and you put that shit on my clothes down, smelling like some fucking brown, whatever that shit is. They body sprays. I hate that shit. Like, don't. I hate it. Like, it just made me so mad just to even think of a stripper dancing on me, and you haven't taken a fucking shower, and you've been in this strip club for hours dancing on various people. Oh hell no. Just the disgust in it alone. But I would open. I would have to have a shower for my strippers, for my dancers, for the league. I would call them the league.
The league?
You come dance. If you dancing at my club, you can definitely hold yourself. You can hold yourself in over other strippers. You're like, oh, you dance at that club? Oh, I'm ashamed of you. Like you can actually look down on other strippers. You're like, no, where you dance at? The league. Like I'm with the league. Like I would treat you so good.
Are you gonna open up a strip club, Ali?
No, I'm not.
I feel like you have plans.
I'm not, but I'm just saying.
All gothic girls.
Oh my God. You know, my uncle told me this. My uncle told me this. He's a fucking nut. My Uncle Mac. My Uncle Mac told me, you don't want to make no goddamn money. If you want to make you some money, let me tell you what you do. You get you a house, 6-bedroom, put you 5 chubby white girls in that motherfucker. Oh, go, baby. $1 million in a year. I said, what? He said, man, do you understand? Everybody like a fat white girl. Oh, I said, okay. And then if you go through, like I watched the Best Little Whole House in Texas before I've seen that. And like, I can see it. I can see it. Like I've that's a thing too. That's why these people get these ass injections. A big ass on anything looks like I know this. A bent over ass. Like nobody can pass over. I don't give a damn how wide it is. If it's bent over, you like, I don't know who it belongs to, but it's decent. Like,
isn't it weird that that's just a genetic thing? Like your body wants someone who has a appropriate amount of fat so they can take care of your children. Like that's the hip to waist ratio thing. That's why guys like big tits, because it's going to be able to supply the milk for your baby. And then a big ass is going to, like, she's got enough fat supply on her body to survive the birthing process.
Yes. I don't see the, like.
Isn't that wild?
It's a thing.
But it's weird that that's our urges. Our urges come from that. They're so easy to trick that we know it's like fake tits. We know it's a trick. It's not confusing, but you like them. Like big old fake tits.
Until you act. I think this is the thing with me. I have a friend named Marcus D. Wiley. He's another comedian. He always say that I am the one thing man. Like it takes one thing for me to erase all of your shit. Like you could be an attractive woman and hey, I know your tits is fake, and it looks appealing, and then in my mind I know there's a scar somewhere. Like I know something. I know
that bothers you.
It's a fucking butcher knife scar down the side, or you got it cut on up under. But then if they stuff that shit in your nipple, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like I can see that bothers me. And
the nipple one bothers you.
Then the feel of them, like that. I felt some that were like the real thing, but then the scars there. And then I felt something that was like, do you know that you have cement in your chest? Like this is gravel. It has to be. It has to be fucking gravel. But
yeah, some of them are rock hard. That's weird.
I don't like the fake asses at all. I just can't get into the fake ass like at all. Like
no,
it don't come off your thigh right. It
exactly.
Don't come, like
it doesn't match your thighs.
It don't match nothing. That shit is retarded. Like
it's not good. That's why it's so weird. It doesn't match the legs. It looks like you're wearing a diaper.
It's just weird, man.
Well, it's weird that it became a trend.
Like, and what was weird was women who already had ass started doing it as well. Like, and then younger people start doing it. Your body hasn't has not developed all the way out yet, and you injecting something into it.
What are they doing? Are they? Because I know some of them are taking fat and they repurpose the fat, so they're sucking fat out of some part of their body and then they're filling their ass with that fat. But other ones, they're using an implant.
But fat burns, so they can't work out with the shit.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't last. How does that work?
I have no idea. Like why you got fat in your face? You want your lips big? Like I don't. This shit is all. Like I'm confused by any male. Probably men don't do it a lot, but men, it's mostly males with confident insecurities. Why would you do that? Like,
how many men have a lip injection?
Yes.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Gay men mostly, right?
Probably.
And
no? Then
what's going on, Jamie?
I saw a video recently of these three guys that had.
They were together
collectively. They're called like the three Kens or something like that. And they all spent a fuckload of money on all sorts, like $60,000 in shoulder implants. One of the guys said.
Shoulder implants.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a picture of.
Are they gay or straight?
I'm not going to make that judgment, Joe.
Well, let me hear him talk.
That'll solve it.
Because you know the thing, you can't tell if they're gay if you hear them talk, but you can tell if they're not straight. Because if you hear a guy talk, he could talk like me, but he could be gay. But if you hear a guy talk,
yes, we already know what this is. Like I don't even have to.
Those guys are gay as fuck. 100%. Look how he's holding
the
one.
one in the middle had the most. He's had over $250,000. He said.
Oh my!
Like
God.
From where? Like what does he do?
Right, where's he getting that money?
They don't say that.
God,
either.
look at his face. That's crazy.
Yeah, this guy's like 40s, I think. The one on the right. He's probably in his 30s, and the young one that's on the left, he's just getting started. And
with the surgery?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So, what are they doing to his head? Oh, hair transplant.
Yeah, hair transplant.
But what they're doing to his face is weird. Like, look, his cheeks are poked out. Like, his cheeks look fake. The thing is, like, there's a geometry to your face, like a natural geometry. Like, if you have a long face and a big nose, and then you get a nose job, and you get this long face and a tiny nose, everybody's like, what? Something looks wrong. Like, your
aesthetically,
face,
you just don't, like...
Doesn't line up right. When they start putting shit in their cheeks.
Yeah, he got the first leg implants, it says.
What?
Multiple leg
Oh,
implants.
my God. Oh, he's insane.
He's definitely insane. Like,
He's insane.
this is an insane person.
Oh, God, look at his shoulders. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Almost $1 million.
$950,000 in... Where's he getting the money, man?
On something that you could have just worked and got.
I think he has bicep implants, too, it looks like. Does he? Look. Oh, my God. Look at this doctor convincing him. You look great, Marvin. Marvin, I love this new face. 23 implants in total. That guy probably aches like fuck when it rains out. Like everything hurts. His shoulders, his biceps, his cheeks.
They're stuffing him in there.
Oh, God.
Oh. He's like a plastic man.
And that's the boyfriend?
That's what I don't know.
Oh, so they're cutting. So he's probably scarred up everywhere. Oh, geez, look how they're stuffing those things in the legs.
And obviously this is getting them more attention, so they're like addicted to that probably. You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's a part of it. Look at this doctor. The doctor looks crazy. Imagine that goofy-looking fuck is the guy who's telling you.
He looks like goddamn the doc from Back to the Future.
God, that's insane. Thigh implants are insane.
And look at they crowbarring it in.
Oh, God, that's so fucking sick. Oh, look, he's got to trim it. Oh, boy. 6 hours later, wake up, honey. You look great. Your lumpy legs.
And your mom.
And his mom's got giant fake tits.
And look at... And
There's the reveal.
Oh, this is a reveal? He's going to show the legs? Ta-da. Let's see the legs. Oh, they look weird. Before, after. Wow.
I mean, in the picture, it looks like he's got muscle,
Yeah,
but not when it moves.
Just do some squats, you lazy bitch. Leg muscles are not that hard to build.
that was fucking hard to watch.
I just don't understand.
It's
It's an addiction. They just want, that's like body dysmorphia, like anorexics. They don't know what they look like. They think they look good. They think they need to be thinner. They don't think they look like a skeleton.
I watched Botched.
That show's rough.
And this guy, she's trying to look like a sex doll. She's trying to look like a human sex doll. And the man keeps telling her, like, your body can't take your tits cannot be bigger. Like, we can't give you anything else. It's like, I want it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to go somewhere else dangerous and do it. And her dude is like, yo, I don't want her to do this. He's like a Finland dude from Finland. I don't want her to do this. But it was just disgusting to watch. Like, it was sad, more sad than anything.
Yeah.
Like, why, man? You don't know what you look like right now. Like, you have no idea what your natural. It's like Lil' Kim to me. Like, Lil' Kim, she was fucking perfect. Then she just fucked it up. Like she just decided, yo, I'm gonna fuck my shit up with this. And I guess it's man, I just don't understand that shit.
I don't know what she looks like now. I haven't seen Little Kim in a long time.
Man, Lil' Kim.
What does she look like now?
Shit. Tell them to put it up. Go to the tail of the tape. Shit.
These make me sad because I could see how people could go insane like that. They go insane, like girls who think their tits aren't big enough. They want to keep going and going and going. It's a mental illness.
Is it not enough people telling you Lil' Kim was fucking beautiful?
Well, maybe it's an age thing, right? They get older. They just want something.
Like, but what? Like,
They lose their youthful appearance and they want fillers and shit to fill their face up. That's what a lot of it is with women, and it starts with the cheeks. Like, they start doing their cheeks, and their cheeks get puffed out because that stretches your skin out and that reduces some wrinkles. So because they don't have to see the wrinkles anymore, they think it's good.
I think it starts with makeup. I think it starts with you hiding who you are from the beginning.
And most people do it. Most women wear makeup. Most, right? Wouldn't you say?
Hopefully not
But if you had a guess.
in
like
America.
the
I average. I put everything to America because I just because I think everybody else. I was in Korea and never seen a nail shop.
Really? They don't do their nails over there?
No, they don't go to the shop and do them. It's like I grew up, but I understand that because I grew up. My mother never went to the nail shop when I was growing up. She always did her own nails. That was something that women. That was a woman taking time to pamper themselves because This was the thing that we heard growing up, and I still want to hear it. And I've never heard this shit in my life outside of my mother saying it, my aunt saying it, and saying this shit on the sitcom. I cannot go out tonight because I'm washing my hair. Washing my hair. I'm washing my hair. I'm getting ready to do it myself. Women don't do that shit no more.
They don't? They'll go somewhere.
I'll go somewhere.
Imagine if women could no longer wear makeup. No women.
Oh my goodness, I would have. It would be the best for me.
You like that?
Because now now it takes away the tricks.
Yeah. No more trickery.
No more, because men can't
We don't
do
have
it.
shit.
We don't
Yeah,
got
we
shit.
don't have shit.
You got to get a woman off what the fuck you look like. Like
Exactly.
look like I can provide, I can protect, and this is what the fuck I look like.
Yeah.
I'm Biggie Smalls. I'm goddamn Casey and Joe. This is what I look like.
Yeah.
My head is warped. My beard don't connect. I'm fucking crazy. Look, do you like me? Ta-ta-da. Like that's all I fucking got. Like,
well, I wonder how it started that women started, because way back in the Cleopatra days, like Cleopatra was known for wearing lipstick and makeup, so we know they wore it like in the hieroglyphics. You could see the women had makeup on. So I wonder when they started.
it was
that
clay.
shit.
It was like clay. She had a clay rouge on her
Yeah,
mouth.
it was probably terrible makeup back then.
Yeah, some dark shit, but Cleopatra, she looked good regular. They was like, oh,
Probably.
Cleopatra's bad, motherfucking regular. But how much makeup could they actually have? What was it made out of? It was like a dirt
Ground
mist.
up herbs.
Hey, I need you to bring the maiden in. I need a clay dust mask over my face, but not too much.
Let's try to guess. When do you think the invention of makeup took place? What year?
Oh shit.
I know in Sumer, there's images of earrings. So I know they had hoop earrings way back in ancient Sumer.
Okay. So, I think we're gonna take off henna. We're gonna take henna out of being a sort of time of makeup.
Yeah, that's more of a tattoo.
Yeah, but it was a thing that they used to do to design their face, and then they would take it off, and that's why they would look the same all the time. So henna, we'll take that out.
It's kind of a kind of makeup, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be what they would. Cleopatra was using.
I want to say it's 5,000 years old. That's what I want to say. I want to say makeup is 5,000 years old.
Shit. I'm gonna say, as in today's time, I'm gonna give it. Is Shakespeare 5,000 years old?
No, Shakespeare was like what, 1400s?
1400s.
Is that right?
Shakespearean times.
I'm just guessing.
Sounds 15, 14,
14, 15, something like that.
15?
Sounds right.
I'm gonna give it the 1500s.
Yeah, I bet Oh, that's when you think makeup? 1500s? Wow.
Roman times.
Google says the first dynasty of Egypt, which is about 5,000. This is 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. 3,100, 2,900
Egypt.
BC.
Okay.
But that's
Something called unguent.
what was it called?
Unguent? What? Huh. Unguent was a substance extensively used by men and women to keep their skin hydrated and supple and to avoid wrinkles from the dry heat. The earliest historical record of makeup.
So it's this thing that Muslim men use up under our eyes. It's like almost like a mascara. But it was used during the times when they were riding to glare out sun. But men and women use it up under their eyes.
Like how football players put it on their cheeks.
Yes, but it was right up under the eye. Yeah, but
5,000 years ago.
This Smithsonian's. Let me see. Paint cosmetics.
But yeah,
shortly after the American Revolution, which is a big difference in time.
yes.
I was reading something where they were talking about men wearing makeup. Like, men are going to start wearing makeup and base and stuff on a regular basis. I'm like,
No.
try pushing that. That's like, that goes, what's that?
There's a lot of guys that do, though. I shouldn't say a lot, but
I
that's
have
been a thing since I was in a band. Like, guys wearing different, like,
Mascara.
men,
Yeah,
fingernail
in a
paint
band,
and fucking eye
in a
mascara
band.
and
Yeah.
touch up shit for pimples. And
The band thing is a different thing. Like, guys who wear makeup in a band.
But we talking about the guy at Target. It's his face full of bass.
How did that shit happen with bands? When bands like Poison, they started wearing like mascara and eyeliner and
maybe with
full
Kiss,
makeup
maybe
on.
with Kiss.
Yeah, but Kiss was like costume makeup. You know, they had like stars over their eyes, and
Yeah,
you know,
they were. I love Kiss though, Jewish guys. Maybe Ozzy Osbourne.
it wasn't a big difference, though, with like I like just colors instead of just black and white. They went, blue and pink and glitter.
I
right?
guess. But
Then,
Kiss, what they did is it was a genius move. What Kiss did is they made it so that they were famous, but they were also anonymous. Nobody knew what they looked like underneath that design. So they would go. I met Ace Frehley from Kiss when I was really young. I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that. I saw him with no makeup on. My uncle was he was an artist. What was that?
Snyder.
Oh yeah,
So he's a very
Twisted Sister. That's
Yeah, that's Twisted Sister.
But not a lot of people were doing that. I mean, it looks like a clown kind of.
But that was kind of, theatrical. So my uncle worked for Howard Marks Advertising, which was like a company that did the album covers for Kiss. So my uncle was an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so he took me to work with him one day, and Ace Frehley from Kiss came into the office with no makeup on. I was like, oh! Like, for a little kid, it was like seeing Santa Claus. Like, what? This is what you really look like?
Yeah,
It was kind of crazy.
it's like
This is not
I
that.
think
Oh, look at that. Look at Poison.
I think
That's
all of
so
them
crazy.
was trying to recreate that Parliament era. Parliament was before that.
Yes. Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah, with Kiss and them, it was like if you look Parliament.
Little Richard.
Yeah.
Little
And
Richard. was
this said
earlier.
George Clinton.
Yeah.
And Little Richard was before George Clinton. Like,
Yeah.
shoot.
Little Richard was wearing makeup before anybody. And he was like the most famous guy who was androgynous before anybody. Go to like some old Little Richard shit. And a lot of people forgot, like, Rick James had a lot of androgynous to him. He had those crazy high boots and...
Yeah, Rick James did. That was one of the...
Yeah, look at that. I mean, come on. This is Little Richard in, like, the 50s, man. Yeah. I mean, come on. Look at that hair. That's wild. You know that song, Tutti Frutti Oh Rudy? It used to be Tutti Frutti Good Booty. But they said that's too risque.
Yeah.
You got to change those lyrics.
This damn show. Tourist.
That's what it was. It was originally Tutti Frutti Good Booty. See if you can find the original lyrics for Tutti Frutti. Because they were like, no. Little Richard was a bad motherfucker. If you think about the kind of suppression that guy must have faced trying to become famous with that act in America during that time. And he was so talented. They just had to let him go. They just had to let him go.
Tutti Frutti, good booty. If it don't fit, don't force it. You can grease it, make it easy. Let me see if you see.
What the fuck is that?
He's talking about butt fucking.
Why
and
did he
made
think
a
that
whole
was going on the
song.
radio? Like, what the fuck was Little Richard thinking about? Like,
He was so wild. He was getting away with so much.
you know, man, he's like, it's that new thing out. There's somebody trying to join the band. This is me trying to. It was the 4th of November.
Yeah.
Bring in the horns and everybody stop. Just think about the people that's playing with Little Richard on this fucking song. He's like, Tutti Frutti, good booty. You can, what's the lyrics?
If it don't fit, don't force
If
it.
it don't fit, then
it
don't
is.
force it. Like,
You can grease it, make it easy. Those were replaced with Tutti Frutti All Rudy. Tutti Frutti All Rudy. All Rudy was a slang expression meaning all right. According to Charles Connor, Little Richard's drummer, The original lyrics were Tutti Frutti, good booty. If it's tight, it's all right. And if it's greasy, it makes it easy. Oh, my God.
Why I can't say that?
He's talking about butt fucking in a song he's trying to sell to the radio.
Hey, man, they never played on the radio. Fuck all that. I ain't changing shit.
He was so interesting.
Tutti Frutti, good booty.
Yeah.
The greasy makes it easy.
If it don't fit, don't force it.
God damn, Richard. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Richard was crazy as shit. Like, I don't know what made him think that was going on the radio. And then could you imagine, Rudy, we just trying to get on the radio. Fuck that.
Fuck the radio. I need to express myself. Do you think that there's a recording?
That's what. So I don't know. I'm looking at this. The story it says, which might not be accurate, but it says on here that he was having the first recording session. The session wore on. He became frustrated that his anarchic performance style was not being fully captured on tape. During a lunch break, he started pounding on the piano and singing a ribald song that he wrote and composed and had been performing live for a few years. And that's what this was. But it's just that's a Wikipedia, quick explanation of a story.
Oh.
Who knows if it actually happened that way? You'd have to talk to him.
Is he still alive?
I think.
Does it say up there?
No, but I feel like we looked and he died during the pandemic. Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
not too long ago.
Oh, you
Yeah, he
asking was
died-
Little Richard died, was
Yeah,
alive.
he died
Yeah, I
in
know.
2020.
Yeah, I know he had
Oh,
passed.
he died real recently in May of 2020.
Yeah, Little Richard. I know
There's
he had
some
passed.
dudes that just like they break through in such a way. They're so different than anybody else that it kind of changes the genre. It kind of changes the art form.
You. Shit.
Me?
What are you talking about?
What
You.
did I do?
Yo. Cause I'm gonna talk to you about it later, but it was a couple things. So I'm doing a podcast, Godfrey's podcast, and you come up. And my take on things is always a little different. So they like you Joe Rogan, what you think about Joe Rogan, N-word, and this, and I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. You know Joe Rogan, same thing that happened with Ari. I'm the closest person that they know
To controversy.
to talk to. Like, if I'm the only, it seems like I'm the only black person that know Joey Diaz, so that somebody else would know. So I'm adjacent to Ari, and then it's like, then when you came up with this, I'm like, I said, well, let's look at it. Y'all know me. Do I think Joe Rogan is racist? No. Well, I lead the way he Did he talk about it? I say racist people run from shit and try to, I'm doing this. Talked about it. Well, you going on this show? You been on this show? You think you done it? I said, well, let me tell you this. Do you think it's about that, or do you think it's about Joe Rogan is running a fucking muck on media? Like, if y'all know how fucking leaps and bounds he is past, like this, like they say Johnny Carson level, like you going on the new Johnny Carson. No, when you look at the numbers of who people pay attention to, listening time, it's like if we was racing and the race started in Texas, everybody else, Netflix, news stations, all the rest of it, whatever fucking talk show you can come up with, everybody's in Austin. They start running in Houston, they're in Austin. Joe is in fucking Oklahoma already. And y'all still trying to catch him. Like, he's running a different race. People listen to him for a long time. Just the amount of time. So you changed the game in a way that I feel like media attacked you all at one time, trying to diminish something. Like, oh, just throw everything at him at one time.
Well, there's definitely that too.
Like I saw it, and it was like nobody else to see that point. They just like, oh, Joe Rogan, they doing this, they doing that. But why? Like, And then I compared it to Fat Joe. I was like, I could see from every angle. Even with young white kids, when they go to a rap concert, they don't fucking edit the words when they.
What's the Fat Joe comparison?
I'm finna get to it. Like Fat Joe has said the N-word to people in the vicinity of people, whatever. I said, y'all don't never get mad at Fat Joe. No, because he's Dominican. I say, but just think. You can't explain that shit to my uncle or my grandmother or my Aunt Willa. My Aunt Willa don't give a fuck about what you think you adjacent to. She 106. She don't give a fuck what you talking about. None of that registers to her that gives you a pass about you being Dominican or you being Cuban or you using a jet. None of that shit registers to her. So it's about who gets mad at what time. You're not finna fucking take my feelings on something and try to make something trigger. I'm saying, do I look at Joe as Louis C.K. of Ricky Gervais? No, because if I ever ran into them, I slap the shit out of Ricky Gervais and fucking Louis C.K. And I got a problem with Chris, because I said all this shit on Joe. I got a problem with Chris sitting there as his fucking jovial, because Seinfeld wasn't. Seinfeld was looking in the camera like, are y'all fucking losing y'all mind? Because his best friend is George Wallace. So you using it in a space, and you fucking with people that it's not. I say now we get to the gist of it. You got to understand how to explain shit. That's just how people do. I wouldn't have sat there with Chris and listened to fucking Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais N-word it up. I wouldn't have fucking did that. I say it's about how you, with people, they try to turn whatever they want to turn. You can't fucking use me to get your agenda across. That's what you can't do with me. I'm going to ask the person square up what it is, and me and the person, and then I deny defend that person. But y'all try to pick and choose shit that you can't explain to across the board. The shit. You can't explain across the board. You got to go to that person that I understand how things happen across the board.
You mean individually?
Individually.
In context.
Yeah. You can't defend somebody without talking to them where they are based upon what somebody else said. Like, I listened to a show the other day which fucking confused me because I understand words. If the mayor of New York said he doesn't want citizens filming on top of their cops while they trying to do their business, they just attacked the whole thing. He never said that you couldn't film. He said he doesn't want you on top of the officers filming. Oh, what does on top mean? Who the fuck don't know what on top mean? But you're a journalist, so you trying to create this atmosphere of bullshit with that you don't know what on top is. On top, and then they went to the Rights Act afterwards. The Film Rights Act in New York. It said a safe distance. You can filming with your camera doing a police thing, you have to do it at a safe distance. On top of somebody is not a safe distance. And then you're not even considering the other side. You're just riling people up about he's trying to stop filming. No, he's not trying to stop filming. But what if you filming and the course, the altercation goes turned towards you and now you involved in the shit and you get shot? Or I'm a cop, I end up shooting you or the person in the ship or stab. If you on top of me while I'm trying to do it's like you've been a referee before.
No, I haven't.
No, you've been in the ring with the people who ref.
Yes. Yes.
Is he on top of the action, or he knows the balance of how to move out the way? Just like a football referee, and when they play football, they know how to get out the way. Does a normal citizen know how to do that?
No.
So it makes sense for the man to say, "I don't want you filming on top of the officers while they trying to do their thing." You can stand back and do it, but when it's spent on media, it says that he's
Don't
trying to
film,
don't film. He's trying to get rid of filming. He's trying to, all this shit is about filming.
You know this don't say gay shit in Florida? Do you hear about this?
No.
You don't hear about this? They're calling this a don't say gay law in Florida with kids. Where they're pretending that they're not. They're saying don't say gay. So everybody's saying gay, gay, gay. I'm going to say gay because I support gay people and gay rights and gay this and gay that. But that's not what the law is. What the law it does say is that from first grade to third grade, you can't bring up gender transition, sexual orientation, whether people are gay or straight. They say don't teach that in class. That's it. That's the law, which seems reasonable. You don't want an unknown person who's a teacher, a stranger, talking to your child who's 6 about sexual transitioning and gender transitioning and sexual orientation and gay people and bisexual people and non-binary people. Like, hey, that fucking kid needs to learn how to read and write and count and know history and normal shit. They don't need to know about trans kids, and that's not for you to teach. That's not your job. That's a delicate issue to be handled by parents and loved ones. And so people are freaking out, and they're calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. But that's not what the bill is. But if you say don't say gay, people freak out. Oh, Florida is just so homophobic, and they're so backwards. Like, that's not what it says. It's not what it says.
So this is what people want to happen. Let's not use the word normal. And I'm going to use the word in a natural reproductive society. You want my son to come to school and not want to understand. I drew a picture of my family, and it had my mom, my dad, my sister's dog, and myself. So I understand how I got here. These two people, her stomach was big, then I fucking came out. Your picture, Rick, is 2 goddamn men or 2 women, and yourself and some other children that don't look like you either. And you don't want you want to send my son home to me, and you want me to fucking lie to him about what because my son don't understand. We have 2 dogs outside, it's both boy dogs. There's no puppy out there that came out. There's no fucking other dog out there that came from them 2. It's 2. But over here, there's a female cane corso and this male cane corso. They had puppies. What do you want me to say to my son? What do you want me to say to my son? Do you want me to make sense of your shit, or you want me to tell him the truth? Because he's going to get the truth, but you don't want me to tell him. You want me to send my son to school, just like my son. I know I had to take my son out of school because my son does not tolerate the bullshit because he does. Yo, he's in there in class like, yo, there's no Santa Claus. I'm not drawing none of this shit. Yo, ain't nobody coming out your fucking chimney. Like, your son, the rest of the kids.
How old was he?
Our son was like 8.
Well, how old are they supposed to be when you tell them?
Our son is like, yo, man, just want to let the class know Christmas is not real. Got it straight from my dad. Got it straight from my dad. Showed me history, all the rest of it, and ran it down. Yo, Santa Claus is not real, little girl. And yeah, I had to get him. I had to get him out of school. It was done.
But if you have 2 guys and they have a kid, you could say they adopted the kid. They're married and they adopted a kid. You could say they hired a lady to have their kid. I have a
My
gay
son
neighbor that
wants
lived
to
next to
know
me.
why in the fuck does 2 men live in the house together with a kid and they not his uncles? He not understanding that shit. You cannot explain this to this boy.
You can't explain gay people to him?
They don't, cause now I gotta explain that this is not the way this shit goes. That's what I'm trying to explain. I had to take my school because my son is going back to school with, your family fucked up. I just want you to know. Your family's on some bullshit. No. Your dad is a butt plug for the other one. Like, fuck you. What you talking about, man? Cause you gotta fuck.
So you gotta take him out of school because of this?
You gotta fuck nature up for him. Cause this is fucking up the course of life. He does not understand why you would have two moms or why you would have two dads. Like, that shit, how you got here. Fuck all the rest of that. How did your ass get here? like, I know people who adopted.
Yeah.
Because he knows someone that's adopted.
Right.
They have a mother and they have a father. They have a brother.
So he can't square off two guys living together.
2 guys and 2 girls. That shit doesn't match to him. How does... It's like, but also with gardening, you got to think of this this is a person who gardens. 2, I planted a seed in a place where it can grow. Where did you grow? That's what he wants to. Where did you grow?
Well, that's complicated. We had a surrogate, and that surrogate gave birth to our child.
Why don't you have a woman to plant your seed in?
Well, I don't like women, but I do want to have children.
That don't make sense to me.
Well, you're 8.
And it don't make sense to his goddamn 48-year-old father, like, either. And I know this is probably the most controversial shit ever in life to even be said. But I think that you can't have, the shit that cake and eat it too. In my mind, it doesn't work like that. You have to forfeit something in order to achieve something. Something got to fucking go. You can't have, in order to be successful, I have to spend time away from my family to do it. So it's some things that I'm going to miss. That's the sacrifice of the job. That's the sacrifice of the business. So if I don't want to be a comedian that's on the road, I don't want to travel, then there's certain things that I can't do. I didn't have kids before I could afford them. If I wasn't going to work to take care of them, then I shouldn't have had them. If I decide that women not in the cards for me, that's not what I want, then I should forfeit the right to try to have a fucking kid too. Because you're not doing the steps to take to make it a kid. You're in a different zone now. Do that shit. Do whatever comes with that. And a kid doesn't come with that because you can't make it naturally. You can't do what the shit that you're doing and the shit that you're about, that you accepted that you're about, is that now. I can't be a football player and keep fucking trying to run basketball drills. It's not, some of this shit you gotta forfeit.
So you think that
You
if
put them in a
someone's
precarious
gay,
situation.
if they have a gay relationship, no kids.
No kids.
But what about if they adopt kids?
They shouldn't have kids. It's not, you're not in a space for children.
But if they want to adopt kids,
You want to fuck somebody up. You want to put somebody in a position to be fucked up. It's like getting a dog but not having no fucking place for the dog to be. You want to take a dog that never put him outside. You put that motherfucker in a laundry room. You put him in a laundry room in your apartment. And that's it. He pees on a mat. He pees in a thing. This is not no fucking dog no more. He's an animal in a laundry room peeing on a fucking mat that's in a kennel. And he runs around your house. He has no idea of what it's like to be a fucking dog.
so you think a kid who gets adopted by gay parents, you feel like automatically they're going to get fucked up?
They gonna be fucked up automatically.
Really? You don't think that they can? I have a neighbor in California, and they had a surrogate raise their kid. They're 2 gay guys, and they mixed their sperm up, so they didn't know whose it was. And they hired a lady to get pregnant, and they shot it in there. And the first lady wanted to keep the baby. She's like, fuck it, I'm keeping the baby. And they had to let her keep the baby because it was inside of her body. She grew it, and she was so attached to the baby that by the time it was born, she did not want to give up the baby.
Exactly.
And then they hired another one, and then the second one gave up the baby. And the kid, I watched him grow up. He was my neighbor for probably 8 years, somewhere around there. I was friends with the gay couple, friends with the kid. Kid seemed fine. He seemed normal. Come by the house on a skateboard, hang out. He seemed like a normal kid. Hung out with my kid. He seemed okay to me. You don't think that's possible? You have a look on your face like there's no fucking way. Look at the look on your face.
Okay.
I try to be open-minded. When I was a kid, I lived in San Francisco in a very gay neighborhood when I was 7 years old. From the time I was 7 till I was 11, I lived in San Francisco. And so I was around gay people all the time. We were in this area near Lombard Street, which is like the crookedest street in the world. That's where we lived. And it was just gay people everywhere. It was normal to be around gay people. For me.
Gay people have been everywhere for as long as I've ever known.
But back then they didn't have kids.
Know a lot of gay people.
That's true.
None of them had kids.
They weren't adopting kids
They
back
weren't
then.
adopting kids. And not one of them, not one gay person I even know to this day that I even think is fucking responsible enough to have kids. It's not like I don't know gay people. I'm not against you being gay. I'm against you being gay and having a fucking kid.
But don't you think there's a lot of kids out there that need to be adopted that no one wants to adopt? Because I think there's more kids that need to be adopted than there are people that want to adopt kids. Is that correct?
Probably so. It's probably a shit ton of kids that need to be adopted. It's a shit ton of kids need a lot of things. But what you don't need is to be in another fucking chaotic environment with a fucking person who is doing some shit that is different than what you do. It's called the alternative lifestyle for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's not knocking what you're doing, but you can't. I think people just want normal shit with. It's like this shit is like getting married and spending a lot on a wedding. And it's not the normal circumstances. The shit frustrates me to no end that men just get the fucking short end of the stick on everything because you just accept shit. So you have a wedding. The wedding costs $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But you paying for the wedding. Is that how the shit go? Is that how it's supposed to go? That you as the man are supposed to pay for your wedding. That's how it's supposed to go? Or the father of the bride is supposed to pay for the wedding? How is it actually supposed to go?
I think it's supposed to be the father of the bride.
Is that how it actually supposed to go, right?
I think so.
Okay. That's what I was taught. I just wanted to make sure.
But a lot of times it turns out to be the bride or the husband. The husband winds up paying.
But why is he spending... This shit just fucking bothers me. You want a traditional wedding with untraditional circumstances. This shit is fucking stupid.
How's that untraditional? Like, what is traditional is the father of the bride pays.
The family of this woman pay. Why are you going into some fucking sort of debt? Or why are you even spending any of your money on this shit? And it's just unreasonable to me.
You have some very rigid ideas of what should and shouldn't happen.
Why would it just... I've seen so many people spend a bunch of money on a wedding and go back to the same motherfucking apartment that they was in.
That's true.
So
they waste a lot of money.
You're not supposed to... This wedding is not supposed to enhance. You're supposed to go into debt. You're supposed to take...
Big debt.
You're supposed to work your ass off to spend $50,000, $30,000 with a person that you already sleeping with, that you got a child by. Like I'm done. Like, I fucking hated the idea that men get fucking sucked in to this happy wife, happy life shit. Like, so your life is supposed to be fucking determined on this fucking emotional roller coaster of an individual that you married to. And that's how your life is supposed to be happy. And she does a bunch of shit that don't make sense. I paid for the wedding, but it's your day. What? I paid for a wedding planner that don't know neither one of us. plan your last surprise birthday party? Why I can't plan this fucking wedding if I'm paying for it? Like, if I pay somebody some money to plan my wedding, you better not ask me no motherfucking questions. You better be fucking telekinesis. You better know what I want. You better just fucking think of what I want. You better not ask me shit. I better walk in and say, ooh, ice sculpture. That's just what I wanted. Don't ask my opinion on shit. Because I just don't understand. Just don't understand. I'm paying for the dress. I'm paying for the shit. And
It's an industry.
what do I get? What do I get after I pay for all this shit?
You get to be legally entangled.
But to the same person that I already.
And if you want to break up, you got to go to court. Congratulations.
This shit is insane.
And 50% of it goes to court. 50% of it gets divorced. And then you know what Chris Rock bit? The 50% of the people, those are the ones that have the courage to leave. How many fucking cowards stay and suffer? That's true. Like, if you had a guess, out of all the marriages, what percentage are successful? And the person, like, what percentage of the people are happy?
I think 15% of marriages in the United States are happy. I mean, are
Successful, happy.
and happy. 15.
I bet that's accurate.
And
I bet
out
that's
that
accurate.
15, 5% of the people have decided I'm not going to care about anything else that the person does. I'm just going to just deal with them at home when I see them. Like, fuck what you do when you wait for me. I'm not. Nobody can come to me and tell me anything. I saw Joe with 46 prostitutes and everybody was naked. None of my fucking business. He wasn't doing it at this house. He didn't do it here. Not fucking in my business. Ali had 37 thick white gothic strippers doing all type of weird shit. Do you have it on tape? No. Were you there? No. She's not hearing it. I'm content with what happens here. And then the rest of them are, arguments here and there, struggling. We're rebuilding,
Yeah.
that shit.
It might be 20%. It might be 20%.
I don't think 20% of America is happy.
1 out of
with marriage.
5? Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not most. That's what's crazy.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Regardless of how off we are on the percentage,
Yeah.
it's not going towards. It's not higher the other end.
No way.
That's just period.
What is the percentage of Americans who get divorced?
Shit, 70-80%.
I want to say it's at least 50. At least 50. Let's guess. I say 50.
I say 75.
70. 75. Ooh.
I say high. I say that number is fucking.
It's really,
high.
what a crazy risk if you stop and think about it.
I think you already know the number. Like
I don't even know how
guessing.
you. I'm guessing.
Like
I think it's like 50%. I think it varies in different parts of the country. I think like California is extremely high. I bet in California it's in the 60s.
I think maybe in some rural land there's no divorces. You gotta
Honor
stay with your
killings.
cousin.
Yeah.
Make the bloodline strong.
What do we got? Make the bloodline
The first statistic is interesting because they base it off of per thousand.
Oh.
So the marriage rate or divorce rate is the lowest it's been in a while, but it's like 17.9 per thousand. It still goes to 50% of all marriages in the United States will end in divorce or separation. Researchers estimate that 41% of all first marriages end in divorce, 60% of second marriages, and 73% of third marriages end in divorce.
That's hilarious. If you're a 3-time loser and you're still getting married, you got a 73% chance it's going to divorce, and you're still getting the ice sculpture.
And then I guarantee.
A seafood tower. You're still going all in with the band.
There's at least 3 places with a higher divorce rate than the United States.
Russia doesn't
Russia
fuck
damn
around.
sure getting
Oh
up
my
out of there.
God, Russia, that is wild.
Russia quit. Vladikov. It's over. Now, I think that's Russian men leaving.
Well, highest crude divorce rate. What does that mean? Why is it crude? What's crude
I
about
don't
These are
know.
difficult.
The numbers are very strange on what they're, because then there's also like, now that there's same-sex marriages, there's like, one of these statistics said something about women getting divorced at a different rate. Yeah.
Oh.
Married women is double that, but why wouldn't you?
The
know?
divorce rate per 1,000 married women is nearly double that of 1960, but down from the all-time high of 22.6 in the early 1980s. So, but like, so is the gay marriages last longer?
I'm just saying it's adding. It changes it changes the statistics. I can't even say it right now.
Statistics?
Yeah.
What about gay women?
They could probably get divorced fast. That's a violent relationship.
A lot of times.
That's a very volatile relationship right there.
I have a friend who's a lesbian who's telling me that there's a gigantic issue of domestic abuse. It's sort of like non-discussed in lesbian communities.
Because who you gonna call? It's like a girl fight now.
Yeah.
It's like, my husband's with my ass. And then Sheila comes out.
Because I was thinking that at least if you're a lesbian, the domestic abuse is off the table. You don't get domestically abused.
Shit.
Like that's what I thought.
That's what you thought, shit.
Look at your face. I thought domestic abuse was just men.
I've been to a lesbian club before and seen them motherfuckers out there fighting after that club behind each other. Shit, that's what you don't. You rather break up two men fighting than two women fighting. Oh my goodness.
Really?
It's so vicious. It's so vicious. A lesbian fight is a vicious fight. I would rather, a lesbian fight is way more brutal than a gay man fight.
Really?
Oh, a gay man fight is different. Now, and I'm not saying gay men can't fight, because I know when I was locked up, I always tell people about this story, this dude named Sugar. And when they hear the story, they're like, oh, he's gay. His name, they call him Sugar. That's not why we called him Sugar. Yeah, it had nothing to do with his sexual orientation. Sugar we named him after Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Leonard, goddammit. That motherfucker was fast because he used to box out of West Dallas. And that motherfucker hands was fast. And if you say some slick shit to Sugar, he'll knock your ass out. That's why we called him Sugar. And he knocked this dude out in the shower area on Ellis 2. And told him, he said, behind some underwear. They was talking, and he told him to give him some clean underwear. Because, different underwear, people do shit, because everybody wearing community's undergarments. so when you get a clean pair, that's what you want. So once you get a clean new pair, then you keep them. You don't never give them back. You just wash them out yourself. So the dude wanted some new underwear, and he didn't ask for it properly. He called Sugar a bitch. Like, bitch, give me some fresh underwear, hoe. And Ellis, too, in the shower area, they throw the underwear from up under this wall, so you really can't even see who doing it. So when he called the dude a bitch, and we all saw Sugar do this, Sugar looked under the thing, was like, who you calling a bitch? So you can see, he's like, you bitch. And boy, Sugar told him when he came around the thing, he said, man, don't fucking disrespect me. And he called him all type of gay shit and da-da-da-da, and Sugar said, all right, you say one more word to me, I'm gonna beat your ass and put my finger in your boot after I knock your ass out too. Man, you gotta be a hell of a fighter to fight in the shower area. Like the shower area is like you got to fucking be a good fighter. You gotta know what the fuck you doing. And this ain't like you a bad fight. It's anything can happen in the shower area. You can slip, you go over it's a lot of shit can happen. This is not where you want to fucking fight at. But true to character, Sugar knocked his ass out right in that fucking shower area. Yep, sure did.
He stuck a finger in his booty?
Stuck his finger right in his ass.
While he was out cold? Oh my God.
Woke him up. Get the smelling sauce.
Oh my God.
And
that's a funny thing to say too. I'm gonna stick my finger in your booty.
And now you're on a unit. When you can't even really talk shit no more. You ain't got no respect. Motherfucker do you like this. Hey man. The smelling sauce, nigga, they bring it up. Get your ass whooped, boy. Like,
no.
That's the thing about underestimating somebody or thinking that shit all sweet. It's like, and no, like somebody, it was a dude called Lucy Pearl. We used to call him Lucy Pearl. And you'll come to that unit and you'll think, Lucy Pearl, you think, oh, he gay. No, we call him Lucy Pearl. That ain't got shit to do. That's the nickname that he had from the street. Lucy Pearl. We didn't know why they fucking called him Lucy Pearl. We just got Lucy Pearl. And man, get your ass beat by Lucy Pearl. Go on, play with him if you want to. Shit.
You ever heard of Emil Griffith? Emil Griffith was a world middleweight champion back in, I want to say, the early 60s, and maybe it might have been the 50s. Somewhere in the 60s or 50s, but there was a guy named Benny Perrette. And Benny Perrette talked a lot of shit about Emil Griffith because Emil was gay. And he said a lot of shit about him. And Emil killed him. Killed him in the ring. It is a, see if you can find that. See if you can find that fight. It's a horrendous beating. He has him on the ropes, and he beats him. I mean, he beats this motherfucker to death. Like, literally. And this guy had been talking all kinds of shit about him being gay, and he just tees off on him. And this is it. Look at his head snapping back. Look at this. That's ferocious, angry. And he just slumped down and never got up. That was it. He's dead.
He dead?
Oh, he's dead. He died. He died there. What year was it, Jamie? It was black and white. So it was a long fucking time ago.
Damn.
He never got up. He died right there. Never stood up. I mean, if you watch that combination, I mean, go back and watch that combination again. I mean, Emil Griffith just beats him to death. He gets him in the corner and just starts teeing off with uppercuts. And it was just the last combination. It wasn't just that he was trying to beat him. It was like he was trying to beat him to death. It's like he was fucking ferocious.
Damn. I'm talking shit. He never got up.
Never got up. No, he died. Here it is. So he gets him in the corner, and this is the final combination. He was already beaten up. Emil Griffith was a bad motherfucker, but he just happened to be gay. What are you doing here, Jamie? There it is. Here's the boom, boom, boom,
boom,
and look at the fucking
boom,
ferocity. Look
boom,
at his head snapping back.
Boom,
I mean,
boom,
just
boom,
and he's
boom.
being kept up by the ropes. Look at this. I mean, just teeing off.
Ooh.
How many shots are landing?
That man never. They should have broke that up
a long time ago. But that was a fierce time. Back then, they would let fights go, man. You ever watch like those old like Jack Johnson fights where they didn't even let them stand up? As soon as you picked your knee up off the ground, they'd come and punch you in the face. They didn't even let you. Like today, like you get up, standing 8 count, they brush your gloves off, stay in a neutral corner, they bring them back together again. What year was that, Jamie? Does it say?
It's like this, like the what is it? Cinderella Man times.
Yeah, it was like that. 62.
1962.
Beat him to death. Yeah.
That wasn't that. Shit.
Yeah. But that was the whole, look at his face, man.
It might hit that pole. He might have hit that pole.
He probably did.
He probably hit that
pole.
That
was just a pole, too. Like, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And look at that metal-ass thing. He probably hit that shit.
Well, that wasn't the problem.
Oh,
the problem was the punches. You saw
that was banging his head the other side of it.
When he was outside the ropes, when he was outside the ropes and he just kept hitting him with those uppercuts, it was a horrific beating. And that was the thing about it, is like he had statements that he said afterwards about that guy calling him gay and calling him a bunch of gay slurs.
Damn.
That's a terrifying image of seeing the dude slumped over knowing that he's dead there. He just got beaten to death in a boxing match. Because it's pretty rare. There's one that was close to that. Did you ever see when Ray Mercer knocked out Tommy Morrison?
Woo!
Oh, my God.
Vaguely remember it.
One of the most ferocious KOs you'll ever see in your life.
I've seen some. I thought Muhammad Ali. I mean, not Muhammad. I thought Mike Tyson had killed.
Marvis Frazier?
Oh, I thought he died. I thought he died.
That was, to me, the scariest Tyson. Tyson versus Marvis Frazier was the scariest because that was Tyson. That was prime Tyson, prime, and didn't quite fight for the title yet, but was on the way. He was that was ABC Wide World Sports days when you would tune in just to watch him execute somebody.
When when boxing came on TV in the daytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in those Ray Boom Boom Mancini days. So what happened with Ray Mercer is he was beating the shit out of Tommy Morrison, and Tommy got caught up in the ropes. So look at this. He's caught up in the ropes. Look at this. I mean, he just wailed him. And this is Ray Mercer when Ray Mercer was an Olympic gold medalist. And, oh, my goodness. The power that Ray Mercer had. Oh, my God. And look when he went down. I mean, that was pretty close. That looked like a dead man. Ray Mercer could fucking crack. Ray Mercer had one, it was kind of an MMA fight. It was supposed to be a boxing match with this guy, Tim Sylvia. And Ray Mercer was like 50 years old. He was like late 40s. And they were supposed to have a boxing match, but the athletic commission, that's Tim Sylvia, used to be the UFC heavyweight champion. And so they made a deal. Okay, we'll just use only our hands. So pause right there. Pause it right there. So let me just lay this out. They were supposed to have a boxing match. And the athletic commission said there's no way, Tim Sylvia has no boxing matches, no way we can sanction a fight against Ray Mercer, who has a shitload of boxing matches, was one of the world's best heavyweights. There's no way, at one point in time, he was one of the world's best heavyweights, fought everybody. There's no fucking way we can sanction that boxing match. And they said, well, what about if it's an MMA fight? And they said, okay, well, that's okay. And then Ray Mercer had to make a deal with Tim Sylvia. He goes, look, they're calling it an MMA fight, but we're just going to box with gloves on. And Tim said, yes, that's the deal. So then the fight opens, started up again, and he kicks him. And watch the look on Ray's face, like, what the fuck? See? He's like, what the fuck? So watch this. Watch what happens. Right here.
Boom.
Timber. I mean, one shot. That is the
Ray
difference.
Mercer set out on it too. Bam.
And he was 40s, like late 40s, maybe even 50 by then. He was old.
Like,
Still.
I'm old.
That
but
power.
It's people in the gym, Main Street boxing gym in Houston. It's some old men in that gym.
Oh, yeah. There's an old man at the gym. I was in a gym in Austin today.
Shit.
A boxing gym in Austin today. There was an old dude fucking that bag up. This dude had to be 64, 65 years old.
Oh, it's a man.
He's lighting that bag up.
It's a man in Houston. They call him Bird. He has a day in Houston. He saved some people that was in a burning building. They was in a burning house. He ran in and got them out. And he was old in. He like 70 something. And he comes around. He cleans up the gym. And you can come in there talking shit all you want to. You got to realize that he has on his shoes. Like, he has on his boxing shoes, like, every day. Like, he got his fucking shit strapped up to the top. If you're not paying attention, you don't understand this old man got his shit on. So if you want to do something, he looks the part. Like, he looks like he just finished. Like, he fought Jack Johnson back in the day or some shit like that. And that's the thing that I love about being in a gym, any type of fighting gym. You monitor yourself in a gym, in a fighting gym. Not a workout gym, a fighting gym. Come in there with a bad day. Come in there talking shit. Come in there with anything. It's somebody in there that's willing to oblige your shit any day of the week. I don't give a damn when you come in there. Be the dude off the street talking about boxing ain't shit and you come in there, you a big dude, you can come in there and do it. Go. We'll line your ass up. Pick somebody in here. Pick whoever you think in this goddamn gym you can handle. Shit. And we watch him fall every time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you picked the little Mexican guy. Okay, cool.
Good luck.
Good luck with this little 5-foot motherfucker. You don't understand. You about to fight fucking Joe Frazier. You have no idea that you about to fucking fight Frazier. You about to fight a fucking Spanish Frazier that ain't got no fucking pushback or the leg. That shit is full steam ahead or the leg. Like shit.
Did you ever see that video? There's an old man in a sweater, like a bald old man in a sweater who beats the fuck out of this young kid who looks jacked. This young dude looks like he does CrossFit. He's like 25 years old, ripped. This old dude's got to be 65 years old. And he pounds the gloves, fucking hits himself in the head a couple times, comes out bobbing and weaving. You're like, what? What is happening? Like, it doesn't even look real. Like, you look at this old guy, he's got bad posture, he's got a sweater on, but as soon as he gets those gloves on, with a sweater, wearing a sweater, beats the fuck out of this guy. Like, the thing only lasts like 20 seconds. See, you know that video? You know the video, right? It's a pretty famous video because it's hilarious. Here it is. So look at the young guy. He's got a man bun. Look at him, all jacked and shit. Look at this old guy with the sweater on. The old guy.
I've never even seen this.
Oh, watch this. He thinks it's funny. The young guy thinks it's funny. Oh, okay, I'll box you. Watch this old dude. Look, he gives himself a couple shots in the face. All right, bitch, let's get going. That young kid's in trouble right off the bat.
Bad feet, everything.
Oh. So he gets up, he's not even letting him up. He goes, okay, I'm done. That old guy just beat the fuck out of that young guy.
I thought it was this other video where this dude was going around the gym bullying people, and it was like Mike Tyson's son that he ran into, and either it was Mike Tyson's son or it was some other famous boxer's son that the dude didn't know, and he gets his ass plummeted.
Mike Tyson Jr.? Is that really?
That's just what the video says. It might not be him.
I don't necessarily think that's really Mike Tyson's kid. Oh, this is this guy. This guy is known for going up to people in gyms and punching them. Like
Then he
you know who beat the fuck out of him in the gym? Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's wild.
Was that may have been the one? Because it was a dude that was fucking with
fuck out of him.
was fucking with people, and then he ran into and got his ass ringed.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Deontay's one of the hardest punchers of all time. You know, Deontay, before he lost to Tyson Fury, he had, I believe it was 39 victories by knockout out of 40 fights. He was undefeated. 39 by knockout. You know how crazy that is to have 40 fights and only one? I think it was Stavern made he made it to the decision in the first fight, and the second fight he knocked him out quick.
we had because in the barbershop we talk shit all the time, and I've said that Fury was going to beat Wilder. I took a lot of shit for this.
Was this the first fight?
I said the first and the second one.
Wow. Well, the first fight went up to a draw.
I just said he was gonna beat him. I'm going with yes. I'm going with Emmanuel Stewart.
Yeah, this is a long time ago too. Look how shitty the internet footage is. This guy's getting beat up by Deontay Wilder, and when Deontay Wilder punches people, they stay punched. The only one who's been able to take it, the only one has been Tyson Fury. He's the only one. Everybody else he hits, like when he hit Luis Ortiz, he hit him in the forehead. One straight right, blap, and walked away because he knew it was over. And Ortiz his body crumpled, and the look on his face is like, what the fuck just hit me? That's how hard Deontay Wilder hits.
You know, you ever heard of Regis Prevost?
No.
Young fighter coming up with he fought Josh Taylor. He just had a fight in Dubai with his Irish kid. Regis is a hard hitting lightweight. Like he's a 140. This motherfucker is like his hands like cement. And you will see him hit somebody, and then you'll be hearing all these other fighters.
Oh, I have seen this dude fight.
He just had a fight in Dubai, and he hit this fucking Irish boy so hard. And I was like, and he looked so small, he's so awkward, he's a southpaw, but that motherfucker.
And this Irish dude was in the fight too. He was hitting him with some good shots up until the end.
Yeah.
There's guys that just can fucking punch, man.
It's just fucking people who can fight. And it's like, I'm in the gym so much, and I'll be watching these fighters.
What are you doing, Jamie? He's about to knock him out.
I wasn't even sure that was the fight. 'Cause it's like last summer.
Yeah, he didn't fight. He didn't knock Josh out. They was. I think Josh still a champion.
This is an hour fight.
Oh, this is not the fight I'm talking
I was
about.
trying to find the one you guys are looking at.
the one in Dubai where he just hit that Irish kid.
Right, it's not the Josh Taylor fight. It's
I know that's what
who
happened.
was it that he fought that he knocked out?
I think if you put Dubai, because I forget this kid, the Irish guy. That's the Irish guy right at the bottom.
Here.
Tyrone McKenna. That's it. That's
Irish Tyrone.
That's it. That's
Oh,
a boom
shit.
right there.
Like that shit is crazy.
my goodness.
Regis is fucking crazy. Pow!
Over the top. Oh. Some people can just fucking punch, man. It's punching power is a weird thing.
Punching power is a weird situation, and
Yeah.
I measure you like most boxers. I measure, and I have a sneaky, very sneaky right. If I catch you with that right, it's a problem. It's you gonna have a problem. I don't give a fuck where I catch you at with it. It's going. That's why the knuckle is so cracked down. And when I hurt my hand, I've had this hand has been through some shit. I cracked my my front windshield. I punched that twice and cracked it.
Why'd you punch your windshield?
Man, this is when you argue with people, man. That's why I had to stop. This is very early on in a relationship where I couldn't defeat her in any arguments. Like this shit was so straight.
She's a good arguer?
Oh my goodness! Because you can't win if you're trying to make sense. And I remember I would be arguing with a person that said "fuck the facts." When you argue with somebody who say "fuck the facts,"
That's the last thing you want to hear in an argument.
like
Fuck the facts. What? Well, what are we doing then? What are we doing?
it's like and you just get mad because somebody just said "fuck the facts." Like we gonna argue without the facts? Like, oh, okay. In my truck, my mechanic Sam, he said, I went and got something done, and he said, "Hey, I gave you a present." I said, "What?" "I bent your steering wheel back up."
You bent your fucking steering wheel back like this?
Forward.
Forward?
I bent it. I was so fucking mad. What the fuck are you talking about? And I hadn't got mad enough to put it back up.
So every time you're driving, it's like wobbling all over the place.
I was fucking pissed, man. Like, so that's the thing. When I'm in a ring, even when we doing the pass, is James. I train James like your fucking right hand, man. It's like my little kids, my little boy's left. Hassan has a left hand. That is a fucking problem.
How long has he been boxing?
2 years.
Really?
And he's just. I
How
won't let him.
old?
I
How
won't let
old
him.
is
He's 11 now. I won't let him fight yet.
The thing it's good when they do it young. You know why? Because they don't hurt each other. Because they don't hit that hard. There's a thing about it, like when you get them in like 5, 6, 7 years old, they hit each other, but they can't hit each other like a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old. When they get to be like 14, 15, they start knocking each other out, and then that becomes a problem with like brain damage. But if you can teach a kid to get comfortable with like looking at a punch as it comes near them instead of like wincing and closing their eyes, those kids, they develop like fast reflexes and great counter punching.
Yeah. So I won't let him fight yet. I don't want him spawn. That's a thing. I just want him training, getting this thing. So what happens is when you have, because he was 10 at this time, because he just turned 11. He's walking the dog around the neighborhood. We live in a pretty nice neighborhood. He's been living over here most of his life. And some kids told him he walking his dog. He just walking his dog. And I don't understand what kind of kids these were. Maybe because Haris was little at the time, but he's a cane. Cool. So he's little, but he's big. Like, it's not a little dog. This is a big dog.
So they're talking shit to your son
And
while he's got a Cane Corso with him? That's a crazy dog. Those are wild dogs.
So he is walking the dude telling him, "You ain't supposed to be around here." Hassan is confused, like, "What? I live around here. Like, what's going on?" And these kids are in middle school. Hassan is homeschooled, and he's only 10. And them kids ran up on Hassan.
With the dog?
with the dog. Hassan told Haris to sit. Haris sat right there, and my 10-year-old went to work.
Really? While the dog's just sitting there watching it?
And Haris just sitting there.
That's
and
a well-trained dog.
Haris, and then after the boys start running off, because Hassan went to work, he said, "Get him, Haris."
No.
And I was like, Hassan, everything that you did was perfect.
Except,
But you can't send Haris.
yeah.
Haris is a puppy at the time.
How old was he?
Maybe 8 months.
Oh, okay.
He was a puppy at the time. Now, you can't. I don't even think nobody even. Haris sounds like he has a Hemi in his chest. I know when anybody comes around my house, because Haris said, you can hear him. You can hear him. It starts rumbling up before he even barks.
Those are scary dogs. Look at
Oh, that's me. That's mine.
Jesus
That's him.
Christ. Look at the size of him.
And I made the question. Hi.
Quick question. What made you jump the gate? Could you imagine jumping a gate and seeing that motherfucker waiting for you?
Go shrink it a little bit. Look how cool. Look how cool he is. Look at his leg. Look how he got
casual.
his leg. He's like
Sitting to the side.
like yo.
The size of him.
Yeah.
The size of his
He
head.
is 111 now. He weighs 111 pounds.
Athletic.
And this is the only dog I've ever seen that can fucking still run. He can run full speed to the side. Like I've watched, like we'd go out and he'll be running and I'll change directions on him. And his fucking ligaments just still to the, I'm like, what type of,
You know what it is? It's because he's not too big. It's like there's a size that they get. Like I used to have a Mastiff and they're too big. They get like 150, 160. They're too big. They can't move that good. But 110, you could still move real good. But you have they have so much power. Those Cane Corsos have crazy power.
Man, he is, like, I had to, like they'd say, oh, he's so scared of you. He has to be. He's not scared of anybody else in the house. He's not scared of not another single person in his house. Me, he don't play with me at all. He knows out of everybody in the world, I'm the only one that'll kill him. Like with my bare fucking hands. He know. Haris, and I went and talked to somebody after this. It's me. It wasn't just him. It was me. Haris was digging, and I got on his ass about digging, and I popped him, and he ran to his house, and I went over to talk to him, and I'm like, yo, man, I done told you about this goddamn digging. And he postured up like he was going to attack. Like he had it. And in a second, I was in his house. I was in his doghouse, and I had already grabbed his neck, and I had him up against the wood in the back of his doghouse.
Jesus.
And like, yo, who the fuck are you showing your fucking teeth to? And he was looking at me like, get your ass out my house. Like, you ain't supposed to be in here. Like, like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of my house. Shit. And at the time, I was looking like, I'm not scared of shit when I think when you in the wrong. Like, he's 110 pounds. He know I throw his motherfucking ass over the gate. Like, I don't fucking, I've picked this dog up with one hand by his collar, and I had my thumb up on his leash. I'm like, yo, man, who the fuck are you playing with? Like, yo, who are you playing with? And he's just up in the air with all his legs dangling. I'm like, yo, man, Haris, you better fucking stop playing with me.
How old is he now?
He's a year old now. And he's 110. He lost some weight.
That's the thing about those dogs is that they do test you.
And I'm not to fucking be tested. Like,
My
I
friend
don't.
Mark had one that bit his hand. He had to get rid of it. It was growling at his wife, and then he went to question it, or he went to discipline it about something, and it clamped down on his hand. He wound up getting stitches, go to the hospital, and then
He lucky. He was a puppy.
he got rid of it. No, it was full grown.
Full grown.
Yeah.
You know the PSI on that dog's jaws is like 700 pounds.
Whatever it is, it's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. It's way
They
like
have
a pit
giant
bull.
heads.
Like, yeah, a pit bull ain't shit when it comes to the bite of this goddamn dog.
No,
And
they're
it-
so much bigger than pit bulls.
Oh man.
You know a wolf has a bite that's 5 times greater than a pit bull?
And he up there, this shit is up there with a wolf.
Really?
Yeah, the PSI on that Connor is fucking insane.
There's a lot of those dogs that turn on their owners. Probably raised incorrectly, but my friend Mark, whose dog bit him, he had him very well trained. I mean, he did everything he could. He put him through all kinds of training, and he just had a problem with the dog. And then I had another friend who had another Carne Corso, same thing. Dog turned on him. Now, I don't know if it's the way that they were raising him. I don't know. I have no idea. But like you telling me that story too about the dog baring his teeth at you, I don't like dogs that do that. It's too risky. It's too risky because what if he goes to your wife? What if he turns to your kid? Like that's where I draw the line. When dogs, like house dogs, like your family dog, bares their teeth at you and like threatens to bite, I'm like, look, I'm not the fucking dog whisperer. I'm not home anymore.
Yeah.
I go on the road too much. I can't have some wild, crazy ass fucking dog in my house. I got a golden retriever. That dog's not biting anybody ever, ever. He's the sweetest dog in the world. He just gives you kisses.
My my road manager Dre, you met him. His dog fucking hates me.
Why?
As soon as he comes, his dog in the cage. As soon as I come in, fucking crazy ass dog.
You know what the scariest dogs are to me? Belgian Malinois.
Oh, it's one.
Meat missiles.
It's one named Rex that live. He's so much taller than my dog. My dog's a big ass dog, but that's a big ass dog.
Most Belgian Malinois aren't big.
No, his shit is a
Really?
Oh man, this black ass face on this dog, and I think he don't cut his hair like that. Like he don't. Like I seen him where they hair be low. His shit hang at the bottom. This dog and his tail is. I like yo. This a big ass dog. It's a big ass dog. Like when I see him, I'm like, yo, that's a big ass dog.
They have these ones that they train like for
Drugs and
all kinds of shit, and they train them for like tactical things. And there's one Belgian Malinois that jumps off this dude's back and jumps into the air to grab a tire, and the thing is flying. It's going like it looks like it jumped 30 feet in the air. I can't even believe how high it jumped. It's crazy. Have you ever seen those, Jamie?
Oh, you ever seen
They're
this?
meat missiles.
This thing on a
Watch this right here. Like what the fuck, man? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, so
That's
stick,
got to be 20 feet.
yeah, this stick right here.
That's crazy.
This stick right here is fucking insane, and that's crazy. And see that dog, like
Look at this. I mean, that is
And he-
insane.
and
He's
he
flying. He's flying. I mean, that doesn't even seem like he should be able to do that.
Why would you train this dog to do this crazy shit? Oh,
Because they can jump over fences. They can do shit that other dogs. Look at he's got a cape on. They can do shit that other dogs
he-
just can't do
look
in
at
terms
this
of
landing.
athletic.
look at this landing.
Yeah. Well, their athletic ability is just watch this off the tree, and he does a flip. Look at that shit, and grabs a hold of the rope.
He got to catch him. You better catch your goddamn dog. Yeah, you got to catch him.
Yeah, otherwise he's gonna break his legs.
Yeah,
But look
so-
at him run up the tree like that. I mean, that is
So-
bananas.
So it's a
man.
cane. It's a kind of that they have running up this wall to chase this thing, like that shit.
That is a smart dog. Just to be able to figure out how to do that. Like, how would you even train your dog to run up a wall and then kick backwards and flip? Look at this shit. Look at the amount of fucking height that they can get off the top of that wall.
2 touches.
It's amazing. They're exceptional dogs. Like, if one of those is chasing you, you're fucked. They're not that big. Dogs like that, they're like 60 pounds. But it doesn't matter. And they get you.
I
They're
need to take
ripping the tendons off your arms.
I need to send you a picture of this crazy ass dog that's off the lake. When I see him, I'm gonna forward you a picture of this big ass dog. And his face is just black. He red though. He just be looking at you like.
Maybe he's mixed with something. Maybe he's got like German Shepherd in him or something. There's
Oh,
some big
shit.
shepherds.
Oh, it's a guy in our neighborhood. He has a cane and a Great Dane mixed.
Oh my God.
It's a moose. It's like a moose. And then what makes him look way iller, he has a cleft lip. His lip is
Oh,
cleft,
wow.
so it show a portion of his top teeth. And like if he walking, you just see them teeth right there. Like, and I said, your dog look vicious as shit. He said, man, this dog is Scooby Doo. He said, if something scare him, I'd rather let the leash go than to try to hold on to it because he's just gonna run. He's just gonna fucking run
Right away.
Just gonna. Like, he's Scooby Doo. He said he look big. If you jumped the gate and you saw him and he was standing there, you like, oh shit, and his teeth is already showing on the side. You like, oh, I'm out of here.
They're
But if you-
doing weird shit with pit bulls now. I've seen some pit bulls now that are like short dogs that are just fucking. They look like Ronnie Coleman, just fucking super.
The XLs, what they call them, XL
they're
bullies,
like 140 pounds, like pit bulls, 140 pounds
with a Lou Ferrigno chest.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what type of goddamn dog is this?
They used to be little. Pit bulls, when they used to fight them, they would fight them. They were like 35 pounds, 40 pounds. They wanted them little because they could pull them off the other dog. They wanted to be able to carry them.
It's like it's jacked
like,
up.
Look, that's a puppy.
That's a puppy. He got shoulders. He got a human shoulders.
Look at this, that looks like a bodybuilder.
like,
They get so big. Look at the size of them. Oh, have you ever seen that one, the Hulk? Find that one, the Hulk. I think he looks like he's got to be close to 200 pounds. Look at the fucking head on that one in the far right. XL Pit Bulls, XLMonsterBullies.com. Yeah. Look at this. Look at the head on that fucking
to
dude.
These goddamn dogs.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, look at the size of him. That's the Hulk. 175 pounds. Look at the fucking head on him. What the fuck is that? Is that Photoshop?
A little of the perspective.
It's a perspective thing. Yeah, the guy's got the camera right up on the dog, and the guy's behind him, laying back on the couch.
But pull up Bruce Wayne. Oh, what is that? A rat?
That's weird, man. It's a
pug
looking. Go to the one of them on the picnic blanket. Yeah, right there. That's when you get a sense of the real size of them. That is a big fucking pit bull. But those dogs are not athletic.
That a girl?
The girl pit bull? No, I think it's a boy.
It's a boy. He's having puppies. Like,
yeah, that's the girl with him. Jesus Christ, 150-pound puppy, set to outgrow the Hulk. What? 150-pound puppy? What the fuck?
He's 150 pounds now?
Yeah. I mean, what are they doing to these dogs to make them that big? That's what I don't understand.
Like, Bruce Wayne is normal. He's a normal cane. Like,
I've never seen Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he's a psycho. Yes, Bruce Wayne.
Is it Cane Corso?
Yes, that's Bruce Wayne.
That's a big fucking dog.
That's Bruce Wayne.
Oh
Bruce Wayne is insane.
How much does he weigh? Look at his head next to that dude's head.
That's his girlfriend. That's his wife. That's how Bruce Wayne is like 6'2".
You imagine breaking into that house and that fucking demon comes for you? There was a famous actor who had a couple Cane Corsos and they killed someone in his yard. Like someone jumped the fence or maybe a gardener. Someone who.
My gardener don't do it.
Who's the guy who does the Arby's? We have the meat. Who does the voice of that?
Damn. I don't know. I'm shook on that one, but I like the voice.
Ving Rhames.
That's right, Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames, I believe.
Wait a minute, Ving Rhames is a fucking Arby's voice?
Yeah, Arby's. We have the meats. That's Ving Rhames.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I think I recognize it. You didn't recognize it? Yeah. I think
2007.
Was it Carne Corsos? Or is it a Dogo Argentino?
Probably them dogos.
Killed a live-in caretaker at the actor's home.
Yeah. What kind of dog?
I typed in. That's how I got to it. Said he had
Carne
4
Corso?
dogs.
That dog.
The largest weighed nearly 200 pounds. Numerous dog bites all over his body.
Oh, that's a bad way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Getting mauled by a dog that you're supposed to be watching the guy's house. The guy's like, don't worry. They won't fuck you up.
Nah.
No.
Not if that dog got to know you.
Yeah, they got to know you really well.
That dog has to fucking know you.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I am leery, like, if my kids get in trouble, it depends on how I'm talking to them. Like,
you don't want the dog to think you're angry at your kid, like they should attack your kid.
Because he's going to defend them.
Right.
Like, that's one thing I do know about him. He don't play about them kids. Like, even I've watched him one time, just observing him, and my kid's running crazy, and he went by the street. Like, he laid by the street, like,
to make sure they don't go out.
They
the
don't
street.
go in the street. He's like, y'all going too far.
That's a smart. What is this? Ving Rhames' dog didn't kill him. Oh, that is right. Now I remember. I think he had a heart attack.
Yeah, so there's dog bites on his body, but the bites didn't kill him.
Well, what does that mean, though?
The toxicology report was at the time still pending.
the dogs didn't kill him, then what did? I mean, maybe he's had a heart attack and died while the dogs are biting him.
Oh, you
Right?
walk-
Because you could be like, oh my God, this is how I'm going to die, and have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
This leads us to believe that he went down for some other medical reason. He said when animals attack humans or other animals, the victims usually end up with bites around the head and neck. He had none. Oh, well, maybe he had a heart attack, or maybe he had a stroke or a seizure or something. He was like spazzing out, and the dogs attacked his body.
I know
Who
one
fucking
thing.
knows?
My, the people, like when you get a birthday sign put up, and for for your kids, happy birthday. I had a sign. We had a sign done in front of the house, and they came to get the sign, but we wasn't home, and the dog was like, "Fuck is y'all doing around here? I don't know y'all," and got out that gate. And it was like in front of the house, like y'all. Get y'all ass in that truck. So they was in the truck just trying to get, and they had to call like, hey, are y'all close? Because y'all, and he was a baby. He was still a baby. He's like, get y'all ass from around here. Like y'all don't belong over here. and we pulled up, he just in the yard, just sitting there with turning his head. Anytime he turned his head to the side, he trying to figure it out. Like, oh, that's my people. Oh, y'all know them?
He had to mediate. Okay, we're all cool.
We good?
Okay.
And my neighbor, the other day, I came out the gate, and my neighbor was doing some yard work, and his gate was open, and he didn't know I was out there, and he heard the gate open, and all you heard him holler, "Oh shit!" And I said, "You okay? You all right?" He's like, "Ah, boy, I thought that dog had got out," and because the dog had been. My son hadn't closed the gate properly, and then he got out, and he probably was running around the neighborhood and couldn't figure out which house was his. So he just went and sat in front of their house, and then he's on the they saw him on the camera, and they called like, hey, your baby is on our porch. And because don't nobody go out there when Haris is on the scene. Haris is and he's a friendly dog. But no, people don't know that. I get it, because when he come out,
It just looks too scary.
yeah, he looks scary.
They look so scared with their heads.
His ears are cropped.
Ugh.
But the thing is, he has stitches.
That's the kind of dog that Ving Rhames had, apparently.
Presa
Canario.
Canario. Okay.
Oh.
There's another crazy dog.
That's another crazy ass dog.
Yeah, all those dogs that they have developed as protection dogs. Those are the dogs that kind of sketch me out, because it seems like those dogs need a lot of work. That you can't just have them as a pet. Like, I could just come home, I don't worry about my dog's mood. With those dogs, you got to work them out. It's like having a fighter. Like, you got to get his road work in. He's got to hit the bag. Like, you got to relax him. He's got a look at that dog. That dog has a desire to kill. Like,
And
for
look
sure.
at the different crops on the ears, too. It's like,
Oh, that's a scary. And I love that brindle. That's like some of my favorite looking dogs, those brindle dogs that have that cool coloring. I mean, I think that just looks amazing. It looks like a little tiger or something.
and then
like
you'll
that.
see
Look at that.
kids. You'll see kids with them. My dog is pretty cool, dog. But like I say, if it ever, this is ever even a concern, like if I even an inkling, because of those kids, I'm not going to even play with it. You got to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to go. I'm not going to feel no type of way about it. And I'm going to get me a small pool, put in the backyard. Because the only reason we don't have a pool is because his ass is back there shitting it up. Like,
Shitting it up. Yeah, well, that's why my friend Mark got it. Got rid of his dog. He's like, once it bit my hand, he goes, thank God it was me. He got his hand stitched up. He's all right, and then got rid of the dog. He got it put down. But he's like, I just didn't trust him anymore. He's like, he was just too sketchy. And Mark is not an abusive dog owner. He's not a mean guy. He's a very nice guy. But he was like, fuck this.
and maybe that's the thing. The dog is showing dominance, and he don't, because
Maybe.
the person that I got him from, he was like, he had him for 25 years. I always had these type of dogs. He's like, yo, this dog, you got it. And he doesn't even call it a dog. He said, this is an animal. And he's a wild animal. It's like, this is like having a bear in your house. But it's your bear, and he's outside. So, and that's a thing about him. I know he can get inside if he wanted to. Like, cause his head is so hard. Like he can just run through something if he wanted to. He's a big, strong dog. But if you see the left, like when I walk out, he immediately goes down, and then depending on how I'm looking, if I'm looking too mean, he'll turn all the way over his back and put his hands up like I don't want no fucking problems. Like hands up, I'm stretched out. All of your abusive shit you don't have to do. I've already submitted, sir. And that's how he is. Because I remember when I first checked him, I hit him in his neck. Like a mother would do. I hit him around his neck.
Just
right?
slap.
And I pulled him. I'm like, yo, man, listen, you always gonna be the underling. Like you never gonna be El Capo in this goddamn house. You never.
Can't let him be.
And when I'm out with him, he walks different than when he walks with them. Because I can take him off the leash. We'll be walking, and he doesn't go anywhere where he know I'm gonna have to say, hey, what you doing?
Right.
With me, it's different. He's like, what I'm not doing is playing with him. Because he know I don't love him like everybody else do. Like everybody else would cry if something happened to him. Not me.
No?
No.
You wouldn't cry?
Fuck no. Because he know I'm going to be the one that's going to kill him if something's going to happen. He knows it. He knows, like, this man, he feeds me. He walks with me miles and miles and all the rest of that. But he has the capability of killing me if he decides to.
So you have this feeling like you have to have this kind of relationship with that dog.
Yeah.
See, I'm not interested in having dogs like that.
I
I've
don't
had
want
dogs
him-
like that in the past. I don't
But
do it anymore.
I would have this type of relationship with a Shih Tzu. Like, understand your fucking position. If you ever decide to bite me or do some shit that's against the order of this house, they're going to be consequences.
Right, but if you have like a lab or something like that, you never have to think about that. They don't do that.
I don't
That's
know.
why I like those kind of dogs. When I was younger, I had a lot of pit bulls. I had one time I came home, my pit bull had killed my other dog. I came home in my living room. There was a bloodbath.
Damn.
Yeah. I had one pit bull. Her name was Squeaky Fromm. I got her from the pound, and she was a scary little dog. She was a little alligator. Like, she was all head. Her head was like that big. And the rest of her body was like this little short-legged dog. And she was cool until someone started some shit. And I had this other dog. I didn't know back then you could not have two females. Because two females they'll never let dominance be established. Like a dog who's a male, if a big male dog says, shut the fuck up, the other dog go, okay, you're the alpha. Females never accept that. They don't accept it. They keep fighting. They separate them, they fight again. They separate them, they fight again. And I left these two at home, and it was my fuck up. I should have separated them before I left the house. And I came home, and there was just blood everywhere. I had this
Who was still standing?
Squeaky. She was alive. She killed that other dog. It was horrible.
Sitting in the blood. Now listen.
Yeah, she was covered in blood.
Listen,
She had
Mr.
cuts all
Rogan.
over her face too. But it was awful. It was awful.
Damn.
Yeah, it made me sad because I loved that other dog too. It was just like, God damn, you crazy bitch.
Squeaky was still alive.
Yeah.
One bitch in his house. That's it.
Yeah. So I put her down.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, nuh-uh. I'm not having a dog that kills dogs in my house. You know,
You
it's
put
just
her in a
too-
position, though.
No, I didn't. She put herself in that position.
It's in my.
It's just I can't have that. I just can't have that. You know, that's just too fucked up.
So if you're okay with a lab,
Yeah, they're easy. They're friendly.
do they pee in the house? Do they shit in the
All
house?
dogs do that until
See,
you
that's-
teach them. But they don't now. Like my dog never shits in the house unless he got diarrhea. Like sometimes I don't hear him. Like I'm in the bedroom, I hear, and by the time I get out to the living room, it's like 1 a.m. What the fuck is going on? It's too late. Just splatter. Just fucking dookie butt splatter all over the place. Oh no, it's horrible. And he always shits on carpets too. Like
Right.
it'll be like some hardwood floor that you can clean up nice and easy. Nope, finds his way to a carpet and just blasts all over the carpet. It's horrible.
It's like with Haris, I can tell when he has diarrhea. Cause it don't just be one lump. It's like he done walked the shit all over the backyard. I'm like, what is that, a shit
Splatter.
smoothie? Like, what are you doing?
The crazy thing is they're eating the same thing. But with Marshall, it's like every now and then he'll kill something outside. And that's usually when he gets diarrhea. Like he'll eat a squirrel or something like that. He'll kill a squirrel.
Wait a minute. This one is nut ass diarrhea. Cause they like a hog. They
burrow with their nose?
yes.
Yeah.
So he eat frogs.
Oh, really?
Like he eats, like he digs up frogs and he eats them. Like, oh, you can see him doing it. And his goddamn stomach after that is, I think.
Can you imagine diarrhea you get after eating a fucking frog?
Oh, I thought he ate some shit that was really bad. Cause he had whatever he ate fucked his hair up. Like he had a splash in his face and on his back and on his foot. It was like his hair would just fall out in like a circle. I was like, yeah, you ate some bad shit out here fucking around. And his stool was so loose. It was like, even when I walked, it was just shit going down the street. I'm like,
You could just feel what a frog would do. Like if you thought about swallowing, chewing, and swallowing a frog,
Yeah,
and
you
just
just feel
what
it.
that would do to your asshole, just how it would make its way through your intestines, just blah.
he toxined his ass up. I know he's just like, every toxin that frog has, he just released on his ass. Shitting it like, yeah, good.
It's funny how all animals, like all those kind of animals that are meat eaters, they all have this desire to kill things. They all want to kill something small, whether it's a bird or a squirrel or a rabbit. They all want to kill shit. They all do. They can't help themselves.
He was about to die. We was on a walk, and my son had ran down this hill, and when he got up the hill, it was a fucking snake. It was like bronze on the body, it was black, and he had these spots. And I know it was poison because his head was in the diamond. And my daughters was about to run, and my son said, "Snake, daddy," and I'd have walked right into the shit. And I stopped my girls, and I stopped everybody, but who I can't stop is the fucking crazy ass dog. So the dog runs up on the snake, and he want to kill it. I'm like, so the snake, I can see him open his mouth, and he looking like he can lunge. So I took this stick, and I hit him so he wouldn't go down, and he took off. I say, Haris, you almost fucking died. This snake was gonna bite your ass up.
They don't die. I've had multiple dogs get bit by rattlesnakes. They don't die.
No shit.
No, you take them to the vet and they give them anti-venom. It's expensive though. Anti-venom is fucking expensive.
That's the whole thing. He would have died.
But even if you don't give them anti-venom, a lot of times they survive.
He would have been.
No. You give them like Benadryl and shit. I'm telling you, like they don't die. People die a lot quicker than a dog dies from rattlesnake bites. They can die, but most of the time they don't. I had 3 dogs bit by rattlesnakes.
My dog, I'm not saying that he would have died. It's some things that he's eaten that motherfucker would have been down. He'd have just been down, and I thought he was gonna die. I was like, oh, he dead. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. That's probably what would have happened. He'd just been in the yard. I'd have heard about that.
No, what happens is their face swells up. It looks crazy. It's just like my dog Frank, he got bit, and his face like drooped out like this, like woo. And I had taken him to the vet, and I said to the vet, I go, I think he got bit by a rattlesnake because he had been bit before because he killed his rattlesnake, and I'm like, I'm guessing that he got bit. And so the vet's like, I don't see any holes. I don't see any bite marks. So he's examining him.
Probably bit him in the face.
Yeah. So I take him home. I go, you got lucky, bitch. And then I look at him like an hour later, and his face is drooping. I'm like, shit. And so I had to bring him back to the vet. And the vet's like, yeah, I guess there's like a tiny mark because we didn't see any mark. But now the way his face was drooping, it was pretty odd. It was all swollen up and shit, fucked up.
So, because my dog Burrows, the other day I kind of sweep the dirt back in this little spot, and as I'm sweeping, this thing, what I thought was dirt, I just pushed it, and this fucking spider, big ass spider, jumps up. He looking at me, and he's like, I'm about to kill this big ass spider. But he's the size, he's at least the size of a little bit smaller than this coffee cup, like maybe the bottom. And so I'm beating him with the broom, and here come the dog. And he looking at me like, yo, I was going to play with that. Like, and I remembered his face being fucked up. And I'm like, your ass probably got bit because a spider bite will fuck you up too.
Yeah.
And he had this knot that I just kept squeezing the shit out of it.
Like a zit?
Yeah, it coming out. It was probably a spider bite.
Yeah, he probably got bit. Like recluses, they'll fuck you up. If you get bit by a brown recluse, they make a fucking hole in your body. It causes necrosis. You get people that have giant holes in their body
In
from one of those
prison.
bites. Oh, really?
Yeah.
They have recluses in prison?
Yeah. In certain areas, like they'll tell you, like it's a spider, you get a spider bite, and you're the first person I ever heard pronounce it like that.
Recluse? Mm-hmm. How do they usually say it?
Recluse.
Recluse?
The brown recluse.
That might be right.
Either way, I knew what you was talking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's a...
I don't think I've ever said it. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it. I've only like read it. It's one of those
so you
words.
probably said it right.
Maybe. I'm not
Because
sure.
man, a brown recluse. I'm like,
I knew a lot of guys in the Midwest who get bit by those things. Like one guy who got bit in the gym and he had developed a giant fucking hole in his leg. It was nasty. They had to fill it up with they had to take gauze and stuff it into the hole.
To put iodine. I've
Yeah.
seen some people who had to go through it.
It's a fucked up spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just imagine getting bit in prison when they just leave you to yourself.
Is that what they do? They
Yeah,
don't
you have
give
to
you
tend to
anything?
it yourself.
They don't give you any antibiotics or anything?
They give you the gauze and shit. You gotta take the medicine, but you have to dress it. Keep dressing it yourself.
They don't have like prison boxing programs anymore, huh?
No, I
They
wish
don't do
people.
that.
I wish they did. That'd probably help people.
Well, I think it helped people back in the day. I mean, that's how Sonny Liston became a boxer.
They don't do shit for people no more in prison. They don't do shit for you.
Yeah. It's
Unless
not-
you're a fucking rapist or molester. Then they roll out the red carpet for you to keep you fucking safe
keep
from
you from
other
dying.
people. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, I think they should do. Look, first of all, how many people get reformed in prison? Right? You just get reformed for the fact that you don't ever want to do it again. But it's not like. Is there programs that are trying to rehabilitate you and make you a better person and give you tools to manage your anger? Is there any of that in there?
Forcefully or that you can do to pass time?
Do to pass time, like have available to you.
Some you can take, depending on what unit you on. They offer different things according to the units, and depend on your status too. Like if you have anger management, you can't go to the cognitive intervention class, which you should be. You should be the person that's going to the cognitive intervention class, but you on a side of the prison that's closed custody where y'all wild and shit. They feel like you not ready to reform yourself because you on that side of the unit. Then maybe you get on the other side of the unit in a different class, and you'll go. And I went to cognitive intervention class. I went to classes. I went to things.
Yeah.
Even when I didn't need them, I still went past the time and learned other shit. So that's what you learn. You go into places and you go in these counseling groups. You don't even need it shit. You go in there like, oh, this is interesting to listen to, and then you figure out shit about yourself at the same time. In prison, most people don't do all that shit. You got to be a special person who decides you want to change your mentality from the old shit that you used to do.
Don't you think? I mean, like if they had boxing programs,
Yes.
I think the worry would be that you teach people how to box and they would fuck up the guards or they would fuck each other up. But I think
They do that anyway.
they do that anyway. You're right. Wouldn't it be like a good way to at least get out your anger and frustration, give you some discipline, and maybe settle disputes?
Settle a lot. That would be the main thing, to settle a lot of disputes.
Yeah, settle it like a man instead of
Yeah.
like sneaking up on each other, stabbing each other.
Or getting a group. Like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing about anything with me. Like, I don't give you you don't get any credit if you and your friends jumped on somebody. Like, that's the weakest shit in the world. Or you snuck up on somebody and hit them. Like, that's some weak shit. Like,
It's weak shit for sure.
like what's wrong with the fair one? Like, what's wrong with if you feel like you can win, just orchestrate. Hey, man, be a gentleman about the shit. I don't give a damn if it's 10 paces a turn. Just do the shit fair where I can respect you for. I can't respect anybody who I'm going to go get another person and we're going to come jump on Joe. And then Joe loses and we feel like that's a win. Yeah, we whooped Joe's ass. Like, you did? Or did you? It's like being like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? That you can't fight your own battle because you scared to lose? I learned honor from a pimp in Mississippi when I was a kid.
That's a great start to a story. What did he teach you?
My Aunt Angela, she used to take me and my cousin Ricky to the store, and we would get these ice. You know the little frozen icicles, the small ones. But at this particular store, they had the giant joints. So they were like this big around, and when we was good, we could go get one. So my aunt, she takes me and my cousin, and we in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and we go to the store, and we come out. We in the car, and we're in the car, and she hadn't started the car yet. She was listening to the song, and we eating our shit. I remember this so like it was yesterday because he had the green one, and I had the grape one, and I told him I was gonna give him half of mine for half of his, just so we both had both flavors. And as we talking, my aunt said, "Oh shit, I knew I should have pulled off. Now we can't go nowhere because these two pimps were arguing outside the car, and we couldn't move because one of the pimps had set his hat on my aunt's car." She set his hat on the car, and him and his pimp was arguing. And he said, "Man, I told you, don't be on my motherfucking side of the street with your hoes. I run this area." And I remember the dude named Bobby. Bobby said, "You don't run the motherfucking thing around here. You know, you don't tell Bobby where to be, bitch." You know what I'm saying? And it stunned me because I had never heard another man call another man a bitch. Or like a curse word. It was all respect, mostly. And they would call each other names, but it wouldn't be curse words. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening, and they fighting behind the side of the street. And when Bobby took his jacket off, he had a gun. He had a gun holster. Like it was like a 38 or 32, whatever that was they was carrying then. And his friend, he took his gun holster off, suit, jacket, hat. Another dude took his hat and his jacket off. They got their girls out there. Dude had his partner, and they fought right in the middle of the street. Bobby got his ass whooped. Bobby got his ass whooped. Bobby got his ass whooped out there. Now, when they was getting shit together, man walked off, he gone. That dude was out there. He said, "Bobby, you should have popped his ass." Because he the one that had the gun. He said, "Bobby, you should have popped his ass." Now, I remember this in detail. Bobby said, he put on this thing. He said, "No, that motherfucker won fair and square." put his jacket on, and put his hat on, and said, "Shit, fuck my goddamn nose up. That motherfucker was quick, wasn't he?" And I always remember that story because he had a gun, he fought that man fair and square. There was other people out there,
And he gave him his props after he beat him.
and he lost. And in his mind, I'm still Bobby, I'm still me, but shit, I lost that one. And he beat me fair and square. Put his gun holster back on. That's honor.
That's honor.
It's
That's
like
a guy who knows how to take a loss, too. You got to learn how to take a loss. The only way you do is you find out. You gotta find out. You gotta try to win and fail and learn.
Is that not damn near everything?
Damn near everything. Damn near everything in life.
Everything in life.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta try it, see what it is. If it don't work out, but don't even feel bad about the shit not working out. This is a try. Man, I'm not good. I want to try to surf. I'm probably gonna fuck up every time, but you know, it's like when I was on the mechanical bull. I would love to actually bull ride, but that mechanical bull is a motherfucker too. And I know that some part of my neck ain't prepared for a real animal. So
Yeah, but the real animal, they stomp you when you're down. Fuck that. The mechanical bull I'll take all day. You know I had my friend. Do you know Monty Franklin, the comedian?
No.
The guy from Australia, really
No.
into surfing, and he had a really interesting point the other day. He was talking about surfing, and he said, "Kids today are so much better than ever before because of wave pools.
Yeah.
They go to those wave pools and they get multiple chances at waves because the waves are just always there. You don't have to sit around and wait, try to catch a wave. You get wave after wave after wave. So these kids are wicked, like right out of the gate." And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Well, that would be the way to start. The way to start, if you want to learn how to surf, go to one of those fucking wave pools because you just always get a wave.
Always get a wave. But when you go to the real thing,
Have you surfed already? Or are you just thinking about it?
think about it.
You're going to get like Laird Hamilton, the guy who made us our coffee, the superfood coffee.
Oh, the turmeric.
He's the man. Laird Hamilton, like he rides those big crazy waves and did like all throughout his career.
I'm in the stage in life where I want to try everything that I've ever seen
That looks cool.
that looks cool. Like
Yeah.
cause I think with my kid, cause I want my kid to be so well rounded, and I want him to be around other kids. Cause my kid, I don't want my kid to go through the shit that I went through as a kid. That my family would move around, so I would live in other places. I got different experiences. But why the fuck y'all feel like I'm lying because you ain't did shit? Like, I've done things as a kid, so why the fuck am I lying? But when you a kid, you don't experience shit. You think everybody's a fucking liar because you're not doing it. I don't want that for
Right.
my son. My son, so he speaks Spanish. It's hard for him to be around other kids that don't speak multiple languages because he want to say shit to you or talk, or he
Right.
understands different shit, like, or his experiences. Like, to talk to him and you ask, well, what'd you do this summer? Oh, I was in Spain. Nah, he's fucking lying.
Right.
No, I was in Spain for 2 months with my grandmother. That's what I did. Or what did you do over spring break? Me and my family went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. We were just, kicking on the beach. When you're around kids that don't do shit like that, or you're around kids that don't have these life experiences, then you seem like the fucking outcast.
Yeah. Kids that have more life experiences, like you taking your kid traveling like that, that's giant for them. It's giant. See different people, see the way people live in different parts of the world, different foods, different cities. Like I've taken my kids since they were real young. I've taken them all over the place. Costa Rica, Mexico, Italy. We've been to Italy a bunch of times. Before the pandemic, we were going to Italy every summer.
Word.
I wanted them to see the Colosseum. I wanted them to see Rome. I wanted them to see the Vatican. Like this stuff is 1,000 years old. Like we're in a 1,000-year-old church here.
Yeah.
And the little kids, when they're little and they get a feel of that, like I think it adds to just the overall, the way they perceive life is they have a broader access to experiences, to different kinds of things.
Just think how broad your perspective is on things. You've been a lot of places, but just imagine hanging around people that have done none of that shit.
Yeah.
And every time you bring up an experience, they like, here goes Joe with the fabulous shit again. He's done everything. He's been every fucking where. Oh, hold up. Ask Joe, what is Australia like? Joe knows. Now you fucking getting ridiculed for,
Life experiences.
and people don't know how significant this is, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Because I had a daughter. My daughter's 23. She is she's one of the chefs at James Harden restaurant in Houston, 13. They call her the honey badger. She's so fucking tough and talk to everybody fucking crazy. When the security guard called me, the security guy at the thing, he said, man, let me apologize. Like, for what? I should have known somebody who's this small and talk so much shit and tough would have been related to you. I should have fucking known it. I was like, what's going on? He said, and he turns the camera, is this your daughter? I'm like, yeah. It's like, she talks shit to everybody. in this whole place. Don't nobody fucking play with her. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much my daughter.
The honey badger.
Yeah, well, they call it a honey badger. So she, I've been a parent for a long time. She's 23. So I remember, and I had this ability to remember being a kid and how my kids were. I picked my daughter up from school every day. I took her to school. My daughter knows that she has a father. She has been elated about this shit her whole life until middle school, till she gets to the 7th grade. Under so much pressure of hanging with kids that did not have fathers, my daughter started to get irritated that I would be there to pick her up because she didn't want her friends to know that she had a father, because then that puts her outside the group. Now you are at this school where you are in the gifted and talented program, and you're there because you play the violin quite well. You're a violinist, so you're not in the same space. You're academically inclined. You speak another language. You're doing this, but then you get to a place and you want to hang with a certain group of kids that don't mirror what you are actually about. So now to have the father, you the fucking outcast kid. So let me try to act like I don't have no father. Wow. So when I messed around and got wind of it, I'm like, so what's the deal here? Like, what's the situation here? And I figured out what it was. The peer pressure of this. So in life, if my daughter would start to dim her light to be around people, I had to think of myself, do I do the same thing sometimes? Sometimes I don't talk about certain experiences because people haven't had those experiences and I don't even want to go into it.
Right.
Or how I visualize things or see things because I'm from a different place. I'm from an actual different place where certain things don't fly with me. But you're not gonna understand that. So I'm not finna even fucking try to give it to you like this. I gotta give it to you another way. But people don't understand everything. When you don't want these things for your kids. I don't want my kids to be outcasted, ostracized because they had certain experiences. So I try to give them a balance of, look, this is how people gonna treat you because you smart. Don't let people know that you had shit until they reveal. You don't have to tell people what you actually doing. You don't have to show anybody what you're doing. Just sit back and let it come to you. But don't be around people that don't add or that you can add value to their life.
The problem with kids is when you're in school, you don't have any choice. If you have a group of kids, you're in school, these are the kids you know, and you don't have any choice. And if you get in bad relationships in school, bad friendships, they can set you back for a long fucking time. You get in with the wrong group and the wrong peer pressure and, one fucking wild kid that wants to go break into buildings and shit. Boom. Well, I moved out. When I was a kid, we lived in Jamaica Plain, which was a bad neighborhood. And we moved from that to Newton, which was a good neighborhood when I was 14. And I just dodged all that shit because all those kids that I was hanging around with when I was 13, they were all just starting to rob people and break into houses and break into buildings after they were closed. And those were the kids I was hanging around with. And if my parents hadn't moved me to a nice neighborhood, who the fuck knows what would have happened? A bad group of friends could change the course of the rest of your fucking life. So when parents see their kid with a bad kid, they're like, God damn it, you're hanging out with that fucking kid. Because they know that maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll turn out okay. Maybe that kid will change. Maybe he'll grow up and get his shit together. Or maybe he'll ruin your fucking life too.
What's the gamble of this shit? Like, maybe he'll change. Nah, I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's like with you with the dog bearing his fucking teeth.
Yeah.
I'm out. Like,
yeah, fuck that.
It's why risk it, man? This is with your kids, man.
Exactly.
I don't even play with teachers when it comes to my kid. Like, I'm so particular about teachers. in United States teachers, I get people talking about the pay and all the rest of that shit. This is the problem. Our educational system is completely fucked up, and they understand that. But you only walk out for more money, but you don't walk out for a better curriculum.
Right.
That's the thing that teeter-totters with me. If I give you more money, we still have the same fucked up curriculum. So what do we rank in the world in education?
It's pretty low compared to the amount of money we have and the amount of freedom we have here. Yeah.
So in Finland, we have more money than Finland. So my child goes to the school. What you get? 20 minutes to eat, 10 minutes to eat, 5 minutes. What you get to eat? And what are you eating? What is the nutrition in the school system? Like, what is this teaching me? A school cafeteria doesn't teach you how to act in society when it should. In Finland, it does. They sit down. In Finland, you got a fucking 5-star chef back there fixing your food. In Finland? But who do you have you got a lady with a fucking hairnet on that's giving you processed shit. Whatever that little food place that is delivering the food to it's not even nutritious. Then you got a teacher who really wants to be something else. Her fucking acting career failed, or singing career failed, or she's not the fucking juggler that she wanted to be, or he didn't go to the NBA, so he's a fucking math teacher. You know, you got some, not saying all teachers, some people, you have too many people in this school system that wanted to be, that's failed at something else and decided that teaching is their fucking fallback. So in other places, I got to go to school to be a teacher. I have to go to school 7 more years after I graduate, because they got to make sure that you're a person that wants to actually educate our youth. You're not somebody that's doing something else. Your whole passion is to educate other individuals. That's your passion. And so now you have this person that's teaching your kid in 1st grade that got a fucking doctor's degree in educate. Like, it's like going to school and all the greatest people in whatever subject is your kid's teacher. Now you come home and you have to ask this kid what they learned because there's no homework. Did all our work at school. I ain't sending shit home for you to do. You the parent. You work all day. Now I got to send some shit home for you to do?
Yeah.
To explain some shit you ain't did in 20 years. I'm going to send him home to get the shit explained to by you. Okay. When the last time you done biology? When? When is the last time you said, some people can't even break down a fucking fraction right now. They ain't done it.
Right.
Hey, we need to change this whole number to a fraction. Change fractions to a whole number. You gonna have to go get a fucking book and let me read this shit again. I don't remember this shit like this. I don't remember trig like that.
No.
And I'm a fucking math person. I'm great at math. All forms of math. I don't remember trig like that. I had to go back and look at trig when my daughter asked me about it. I'm like, oh shit, let me go back and do a retouch on that. Okay, this is gonna be this. But what is the school system about here? Like, we allow so much shit in the school. We got so many fucked up parents. Then they want to go, it's the parents. It's teach.
It's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things. It's like,
first of all, it's undervalued. They don't appreciate it, because if they appreciated it, they would pay them more, and they would also make a better curriculum. They would develop people, and they would make sure that it's a safe learning environment for people, so they would spend a lot of money. And if it's a bad neighborhood, they spend a lot of money on security. They spend a lot of money on counselors. They spend a lot of money on getting the best educators, and it would be a valued career. The problem is what you're saying, like people that take it as a second option. Yeah, it's because it's not a valued career in a lot of people's eyes. But if you did make it a valued career, if it's difficult to get, if it's a job that's hard to get and you get paid a lot of money to do it, and these are people that are passionate about educating people, then you would change everything. But you'd have to make it a priority. And now today, I think, wealthy people, they send their kids to private school, and private schools take a better care of it because of the money that's involved in it. But it's a mess, man. public school systems, and I went to all public schools. It's a mess in this fucking country right now. It's a mess, especially Los Angeles. Los Angeles is crazy. The public school system is a disaster.
How much time do you actually think kids spend learning in school?
Very little.
If it's 8 hours, you there 8 hours, I think they actually learn. I'll give it 45 minutes of actual teaching time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Which is insane.
Where they're really paying attention and really learning something, and how much of it. This is the other thing, right? Even if you teach kids facts and stuff, how much do you teach people about tools that you can use to navigate life? Like how to think about things, how to draw your own conclusions, how to establish your own perspective about something, and how to look at something with in a mindset that empowers you. Instead of looking at things like, oh, woe is me, look at this like this is an opportunity for growth. Maybe you failed, maybe things didn't go your way, but now you learned because of that, and that is ultimately going to get you better. You just got to trust the process. They don't teach kids that. They don't teach kids nothing like that.
And parents don't. Standards have gone out the fucking window. It's like, and the crazy thing is, I go to a lot of places and get bad service. Why? Multiple things. I'm getting served by people who never had chores growing up, so you never knew how to complete a task. Then I grow up, I'm getting served by a person who thinks that they fucking opinion matters about something they don't know about. I'm getting served by somebody who doesn't want to be here, and then you're not trained properly. So Chick-fil-A, for some reason, besides in DC, everywhere else Chick-fil-A is fucking fine besides in DC. It's amazing that the same person that was at Arby's that could not give you fucking good service, that was on the phone when they was taking your order, that was cussing out the back in front of customers, this same person goes to Chick-fil-A and greets you when you come into Chick-fil-A and take your order.
They're so consistent there.
It's what's the difference?
How are they doing that?
And they pulling from the same pool of people.
Right, same neighborhood. How the fuck are they doing that? You know what's also like that? In-N-Out. Same shit. You go to In-N-Out, they're all super friendly. I know they get paid real well at In-N-Out. For fast food workers, it's a valuable job. How do they make it?
It's like Whole Foods. It's like Whole Foods. I don't ever have bad service at Whole Foods, and I don't ever have bad service at Buc-ee's.
Right.
Buc-ee's is fucking insane. I've never been to a Buc-ee's and the bathroom was dirty. Ever. They have somebody that is focused on the bathroom.
That's true.
They have people that are focused on each section of Buc-ee's. I know one thing, you can't tip the cashier. And everybody ever tell me they ever tip a cashier in Buc-ee's, they a fucking lie. Because they won't accept it.
Really?
Because they tell you, no, we can't accept your tips.
So even if you just leave it there and walk away, what do?
They gonna tell you to take it.
What if you run out the door?
They're gonna be there when you get back. Because they make so much money at Buc-ee's. Like you're a part of, like they pay them really well. to the
So you
point.
think that's what Chick-fil-A is? They pay them real well? Is that what it is?
And it's a system. It's a system. You can at Chick-fil-A, you can end up owning the Chick. The only way you can own a Chick-fil-A if you work there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You gotta go to own a Chick-fil-A. You gotta go through the Chick-fil-A. But that man ain't fucking around with his brand. Like,
yeah.
And like, I didn't even complain about this Chick-fil-A on 18th Street in DC. It was the worst fucking customer service I ever had. Like, I never even got spoke to. They never asked me money. I'm like, yo, this is not a fucking Chick-fil-A. Like, I in my mind, I cannot picture this actually. They don't know. And everybody on the thing say, why don't you say so? Why don't you say so? You can tweet it. And I guarantee, without me saying anything, and it probably got back to the Chick-fil-A people, that fucking Chick-fil-A in DC, they probably fixed it. Because that shit was insane. I've never been to Chick-fil-A and had. I used to go to Chick-fil-A when I was having a bad day. I would go to Chick-fil-A just to brighten my fucking day up, to get a lemonade and some fries. It's like, you come in and like, hey, how you doing? Like, fucking Chick-fil-A.
That's a good point, though, about Chick-fil-A. And if you could apply that to schools, like some schools are great. You go there, everyone's smiling, the teachers are happy, the students have a better experience. And, you know, they're the same kids. You sent
Blindside.
those kids to a terrible place.
Blindside. That man, Michael Orr, Blindside, fucked up neighborhood, moved his environment, boom. It's just that simple.
It is that simple.
If you change, it's hard to be bad when everybody else in the class is doing good.
Right. Exactly.
And
It's hard to have a bad attitude if everybody has a good attitude. It's a part of the environment.
That's the thing. You can't, when you put somebody in an environment and it's all positive and shit is going well and people care about you and it's so much, it's hard to be mad and you don't, like, what you mad about? Oh shit.
Yeah.
And all the kids have this too. Like it's like being in Canada. I was in Canada and I always carry a knife. Everywhere I go, I have a knife. And I I put it in my luggage, whatever. So I'm in Canada and I put my knife back on my waist and I'm hanging out with these Canadian guys. And the dude saw the knife on my waist and he touched me on my shoulder. He said, Are you okay? I said, yeah, why? What's up? Why are you carrying a weapon? I said, huh? I said, it's a knife. Like somebody, if something happened, I'm gonna have a. And that man looked at me with the whole thing like, and then he said it like, why would somebody be attacking you? I'm like, what? I said, people get attacked all the time. He was like, where? I say, man, when I live in the U.S., he looked at me like, you got to carry like a weapon every day? Like, wow. And I started to think about the shit. Like, in his mind, me carrying a weapon is like wow, like how are you living that you would have to carry? Like, where do you live that you would have to carry a knife? Like, what is going on that you would have? Like, what? Like his mind could not wrap.
What part of Canada was this?
I was in Montreal.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet neighborhood. Montreal's pretty nice. I mean, they must have some crime.
The people who get locked up in Montreal, like, you got to have a mental condition. Like, you are locked up because you have a mental. They don't have a high
incarceration rate.
Like, nah.
They're so friendly up there.
To be attacked. This man could not. And then later on, he blew my fucking brain away. He was like I said something about cops. In his mind, was like, what? Like, cops do what? Like, what are you saying? Like, cops do what to you? Like, so what is your relationship with cops? Like, they police officers and that is it. Like, what is happening with cops? And then you got to think about it, they cops are different. And they're not living in the same place as you. They're not living even the same space as you. They don't have all these things that they going, like, to not be seen as a commodity of the country. They don't have that. Like, the number one commodity of a country is its citizens. Like, it's the citizens. It's like the crude oil and all the rest of shit. None of that matters if it's not the citizens.
Yes.
Now your mind is gone, like you fucking out of space now because you live in a country that don't give a fuck about its citizens. Like, you're not the number one commodity in this country. It's like whoever pulling these strings feel like something else is way more important than your life. But they live in a place where, man, what? Like, the country cares. Like, the country not trying to do nothing to me. Like, why would they? I got health care. I don't have to be impoverished here. Like, what is wrong with y'all? We don't live in a place where people feel like you are valued because it's certain shit that you wouldn't do. There's no way in the world that a conscious person would say, these pipes in Flint, Michigan, we are running water through these pipes and this is perfectly fine. But then let's change and run the water through these corroded ass pipes that we know that's corroded and we know have a problem. Why would you do that? Like what would be the logic in doing that and fucking these people up? And you know it's not no amount of lead that is okay for your body.
Right. The only reason is they don't give a fuck about the people. That's it. Yeah, and still bad over there, which is crazy because Obama was drinking that water on TV. Remember that thing? Can I get a glass of water? Oh, this is not a stunt. I just want to have a glass of water. And he goes and takes the water. Well, it tastes the tiniest little Mark Zuckerberg sip. It's a crazy video because it's like it is a stunt. Because if it wasn't a stunt, you'd take a real drink. You'd get it. All right. That's not what he did. He didn't take like a real drink of that water. That's Obama. We've already been through Trump, and now we're into Biden, and it's still fucked up.
They gave the people money.
For bottled water?
No, they settled the suit from
settled
what I
the
understand.
lawsuit?
So what does that do when I'm fucked up?
Not much. Depends on how much money you got and whether or not they can fix you.
Even if you had a bunch of money, the man in fucking Silence of the Lamb, that motherfucker there, he had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not the one who wanted Hannibal.
Yeah.
The old man who had ate the face of Hannibal and made him cut his face off or whatever. That motherfucker had a lot of money. He still was very
yeah.
a lot of money.
Doesn't make you happy.
I'm just saying, looking at the bed and was doing all that shit. Like, yo, you fucked up, man. It don't matter what happens, you fucked up. So I don't get how people do it, like to other people. Like, we live in a country.
It doesn't affect them. That's how they get away with it. They profit off of it. Doesn't affect them, or they allocate profit and money rather to things that will benefit them. And the people that are poor and the people that don't have a say, they don't put them a priority. I've always said that the way to make America better is to have less losers. Best way to have less losers is take all these economically deprived neighborhoods that are stricken with crime, filled with fucking drug dealers and gang violence and all that, and fix it. Fix it. Fix it just like we try to fix other countries, like we try to nation build, we try to overthrow evil dictators and try to rebuild a country. But fucking do it right here.
Fix it.
Start with Baltimore. Let's go. Start with Southside Chicago. Start with Detroit. Go to all these places that are go to Flint, Michigan, and fix it. Go to all these places that are fucked up, and start working.
Make me the president for 4 years and give me free reign on this shit, and I guarantee the crime level would go down so low. Like,
what would you do?
Oh man, we'll start with what? We're gonna start with. Well, let's start with molesters and rapists. Let's start with that. First day, you sentenced. You already know you guilty. Oh, public display of the bullshit. I got to do it in public. Yo, the president be standing around on TV. Hey, convicted molester here. Just wanna throw this out there to all the people who may be thinking about molesting and raping people. Who say you got divorces in your head. You got divorces in your head. Just want you to hear my voice. Hear my voice and then hear his voice. I'm going to get me a real country white boy, like the dude who stay down the street from me. He drive a F-250 diesel. He's a country boy. I'm going to allow him to put a nice little rope around your private area. Nice little doohickey, nice little situation. And I want the rope to be long. I want him to start at you and just gun that shit. Just gun it. Just gun it. Don't stop. You just gun it. And you know that this shit is coming. You know that this man is about to snatch your whole shit off. Yeah. Public. We'll patch you up right then. And this is what happens. this point on, you can't keep your dick. You gotta go. I'm rip that motherfucker from your asshole out too. I'm not even, you molest or you rape, you take any type of vagina, a little boy, a little girl that don't belong to you without the conditions and sanctions of that person, this is the type of shit that's gonna happen. And I'm gonna get wilder and wilder each motherfucking month too. Once
you can't just do that if you're the president. They have rules.
Oh, we not talking about that. We talking about you giving me carte blanche. We talking about
okay, you're a dictator.
Get full carte blanche.
But you're a dictator.
Yes,
now.
for 4 years. 4 years, then
So
you can have your shit back.
But what are you gonna do about like bankers? What are you gonna do about corrupt politicians? What are you gonna do about all the people that are
also so bankers? Corrupt motherfuckers. This is how I'm gonna be talking to. don't think I'm gonna be doing any type of presidential shit. I would like to talk to the bankers. I'm like, bankers, motherfuckers. I'm coming right there. Goddamn interest rate. You won't let people, okay, you borrowing money and using my money and shit. Oh, I'm gonna go deep diving on their ass. Need all it. Oh, and I catch you embezzling and all that shit. The type of shit.
the dick off too for embezzlers?
Oh, I might. It depends. Depends on how hard. Depends on how hard I think you fuck people. You fucked them that hard. Dick off. Need your dick off. Hey, let me tell you something. If you put in a man's mind that any crime can get his dick snatched off,
by a truck.
Best believe.
That would change a lot of things.
Just the mere fact, hey man, we gonna rob this bank. Hold on, is that a dick off crime? Hold on. I need to be sure. That's a dick off crime.
A dick off crime.
Any type of dick off crimes, I am not gonna be involved. I need some shit that
You should write this down.
Like
a dick off crime is a great premise.
if you get that much of your finger cut off, I risk it. But dick off crime, no. Anything dick off, I'm not fucking with it. Like, think about it.
I'm hearing it. Ali, tell everybody when your special is. Can you say when it's coming out? You can't say when it's coming out.
I'm gonna say it's happening.
It's happening.
HBO. I'm having a special come out on HBO.
HBO. And you'll tell us when it's going to be on. Come back again when it's out, and we'll let everybody know. You're a funny motherfucker. I love your stand up.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming here. It was a lot of fun. And dick off crime is legit. That's legit. It's a legit premise. Oh, tell everybody how to get you on social media, website, all that.
My social media is Ali Siddiq, ALISIDDIQ. That's all the way across the board. My website, everything. I don't even know how to work my goddamn Facebook. I've been deleted or whatever the shit is. I've been violating so much. Like, I don't even know.
Terms of service.
These folks keep sending me letters like on the Instagram. Your page will be deleted if you don't respond to this. I'm like, I don't even know what to respond to. Like, yo, man, I'm playing music I'm videoing me at a radio station where I fucking work at. Like how am I not gonna? I'm licensed. I work for the station, which, all right, I'm about to go, but that's not the point. The thing is, how do you not get violated on fucking Facebook for D Nice can DJ for 16 hours on Instagram, and all of a sudden I put one fucking clip of somebody singing something back, I'm fucking deleted violation. I don't know, but. Go on anything AliSiddiq.com or with the @ behind it. That's how you find me. I'm the bald head black one. Now it is a little Pakistani Siddiqui running around here. He does music. He doesn't do comedy.
His name's Ali Siddiq too?
Yeah, it's probably a million of us. But he's it's not me because he has a full beard. That's how you know.
Oh, okay. He doesn't have the patches.
He don't have the patches, man. So HBO is getting ready.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for the HBO.
Yeah, I'm not even saying the name of the special yet, but it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be some very interesting. I think the whole thing is very interesting. I definitely put a lot of work into getting it together for HBO.
Beautiful. Well, I hope it works out. Thanks, man. It was a lot of fun.
I don't need it. I was just here. I seen. That's funny when they showed me the chart. I don't even know if you ever looked at the chart of listening time that people spend with you versus other things, watching or listening. That shit is insane.
Yeah, I try not to pay attention.
Yeah, because everybody else is like a 3 or a 2 or some shit and toddling, and your shit is like 14.
I don't know. I don't pay attention, man.
Yeah, don't
I
pay
think if you
attention.
pay attention, it'll fuck you up, and then you'll be doing it like hoping to get more numbers. It's
Nah,
like checking
yeah.
likes on Instagram. It's like
Ain't
what's
that
the
crazy?
point?
Checking likes and followers. Oh, I got more followers. Just
stop.
live life.
Stop. You don't get caught up in numbers. I appreciate you, brother.
Man, I love coming here.
We're already. This is 3.5 hours in.
No.
Believe that?
Can't believe it.
Time flies in this room. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you,
so
brother.
I'll see you again when you come out. When we'll let everybody know. It'll be on HBO, and I'm sure it'll be great. Thank
will
you.
be. Thank
All
you.
right, bye, everybody.